Hello everyone! Welcome to tonight's session of Emoris. So, before we
Fix my
begin
lamp.
tonight's game... Oh yeah, you did, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're in the light.
Yeah.
Before we begin tonight's game, as per usual, we have a couple of announcements to get through. First things first, I got these wrong last week and I flipped them around. First things first is the socials, which you should follow us on. Links to those are in the Twitch chat or in the YouTube description. You know what they are, I'm not going to say them again. Next up is our new slew of content that has been starting to be released. Notably, last Wednesday. Yes. It's so weird. Wednesday was so long ago. Last Wednesday was the first episode of Icewind Dale around the Frost Maiden. Which, if you haven't seen already, that episode is up on YouTube, and episode 2 will go live this Wednesday on Twitch. So you should go and watch that because it's fun and it's cool, and there's some cool things in that. Lots of southern accents in that one, which we're always a fan of.
Oh.
Here on this channel, we love a good southern accent.
I'm doubting.
Doip. The final thing that we're ever going to say about Doip is this Sunday.
Then we pretend it never happened. No, I'm just kidding.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Put it deep down in the recesses of our brains.
Kill the players,
so
the DM, it's fine.
the Doip roundtable is this Sunday at the regular starting time, which is 7:30 EST. So if you have any questions for the cast about Doip, you should write them in the Discord server now, and then they'll read them on Sunday and they'll answer them, and that's fun. And then that'll be uploaded to YouTube next week after. And then it's done, no more Doip after that, because coming up soon is our next show, which I'm not going to talk about. It's coming up soon.
Correct.
Yep. Okay, that's it, right?
No.
Pretty sure that's it, Griz.
Yeah, that's it.
Pretty sure that's it. So, without further ado, is everyone ready to jump into tonight's game?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's all go
Fuck
TPK to everything else that's alive still.
Oh god, I have one hit
So-
point. What the hell?
Previously,
I think like 3 people have 1 hit point.
on Emoris, the Silver Goats had returned to the outskirts of Unroot, grouping up with the small army that had amassed here to reclaim the city from the new Illithid invasion. You met up with your friends and were introduced to Commander Coldborn, who was the leader of the Iron Watch, who told you of the plan and how you would play your role, which was to infiltrate the colony and kill the Elder Brain. So you set off with a small team of Iron Watch escorting you that were slowly picked off one by one along the way until you emerged into the colony and, doing your best to avoid the traps that you had noticed before. One of them. Eventually, you made your way to the center of the colony, which is the Elder Brain Chamber, where a very close fight ensued, resulting in the final turning point of Wade miraculously succeeding on his intelligence saving throw, and all of you collectively dealing just enough damage to the creature to where it seemingly fled to a different plane of existence. And that is where we left off. So, as you will slowly rise to consciousness, healed by the magic of your teammates and a couple of lucky natural 20s on death saving throws. There's more than one.
Yeah, that was Izzy and Free.
Yeah.
I got a nat 1
You
to
did.
make up for it.
Oh boy.
So
If
you
any time to get a nat 20 was now.
you begin to awaken to the sort of cracked ceiling that you can see specks through, and the broken ground that's shattered and erupting around you. And for the first time today, you hear silence in this chamber, if not for the stirring of your friends. So, Silver Goats, what would you like to do?
Am I still stunned / restrained currently?
Make an intelligence saving throw.
I would like to lay on hands myself.
Okay, you can do that.
Cool. I
Free
heal.
would like to send a message.
Okay.
I would like to go
Hey!
to Koran.
Sure. So first things first, Alakian.
Dirty 20.
You are no longer stunned. You managed to shake off the influence. You aren't sure if it's because the thing shifted into a different plane, but you are no longer stunned. While we're here, Wade, make an intelligence check for me.
Oh.
I'll allow either intelligence or perception check for this.
Ooh. Oh, well, dice rolls are on for some reason. 15.
15. Before the Elder Brain shifted, much in the same way that the Ifriti did, you saw this slight doorway open up behind it that you could just barely see through. Especially with this thing, which is a larger creature and a lot more rotund. It was a little bit hard to see, but you do get the sense of more or less where it went to. It seemed to have retreated into a familiar place, the astral plane.
Interesting. Wait, how do I know of the astral plane? Have we been there before?
Because you were there when you were on the Monopoly.
Oh, yeah, briefly.
Right, okay.
Pretty golden and purple's cloudy one, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
It's,
hey, y'all, I think I might have caught a glimpse of where that thing was going. If we might be able to get there and chase it.
Let's see if it's necessary.
Well,
He's gonna look at Wade and then cough up blood and be like, I'm good.
there's two problems with that. One, most of us are pretty fucked up. Two, we have no way of getting there right now. We have absolutely no way of getting there.
Okay. Well, then, at the very least, I think we should get this information to Coldburn.
I agree. I agree.
Probably smart, eh?
Yes,
So-
Bree was actually going to message him.
okay,
That's what
great.
he was-
So you go ahead and cast Sending to Coldborn. What are you saying?
Commander, how are things looking out there? Brain has fled, unsure if connection is broken. 25 words or less.
Okay. You wait to hear the response. And it does come after a couple seconds. He sounds a little bit out of breath, presumably from the fighting, but says, "Hey, that's a good thing. We seem to be winning. They're retreating or something. Some of them are disappearing, but some are still here." And that's it.
Sounds like confusion outside. Some are retreating, some are vanishing. I'm assuming the ones who have been mind control have no idea where they are.
On
Ow.
that note, do we want to see if that woman we found down below before we came here, if she still feels that connection? You want to go talk to her, see how she's feeling?
Get her
Yeah.
out of those. Yeah.
Was that, is that our mission? Was that all we were supposed to do, was come here and kill the brain?
Oh, I think so.
I think it was.
Okay.
Maybe clear out the mines for on our way out.
I can't fight anything right now.
Well, I mean, clear our path out. Not going to go looking for anything else. I'm not doing so hot either.
Okay. Yeah, I think we should go get, Begit's daughter and get her out of here.
Aye.
Yeah.
So, before you leave, Thyra, you wanted to go and see Bran.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to him. Thyra's like, at this point, she's just like crying and wrapping her arms around him. I didn't want to hurt you. I'm sorry.
Okay. He seems to, as you go and try and put your arms around him, he seems a little hesitant. But you are familiar with him. He's intelligent enough to realize who you are. And you watch as he just puts his head down, and just there's a big shake before you eventually get the hug around.
And as I'm hugging him, I'm gonna say a few words. I'm gonna cast a cure wounds on him.
Okay. As you
He's
cast the
my
cure wound.
best friend. For 7.
Talking about my bed.
7 damage, nice. 7 healing back. Which is right. He's looking okay. He's all right for an owlbear.
You should come with us, so you don't get things inside you again. I looked
As
for you
you-
for a few days.
Saying the words, he just sort of tilts his head. You do not have speak with animals up.
I do not,
He cannot understand you.
and I don't have a beast bond either.
So as you're talking, there is recognition here, and he's not hostile towards you because he knows who you are. But as you're talking, there's some confusion, and he just starts walking down. It's 20 feet because it's 40 feet halved down southwards into this part of the chamber.
At him walking away, I will cast Speak with Animals. Not ritually, I'll use a spell slot to cast it.
Question. I'll let you finish your thing.
Then you should come with us so you don't get any more injured or possessed or whatever happened to you.
As you begin talking, you see him just stop and just turn back over his shoulder to kind of look at you. You hear him say, "I will get out of here. I have something to do in here first. You should come with." He begins walking.
What do you need to do?
"I'm going to find the others of that." And sort of, you sense the gaze looking at you, but through you. He's referring to what is now on your head. He knows it's there.
Guys, he knows where the others are.
The other
What?
other what?
Either the things that are in Izzy, or the things that made them. It's an owlbear. He's only so intelligent.
Oh.
Isabel, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh, great. I was about to ask, does chaos like sense? That's performance. 12.
12?
Mid lane.
Carry on.
Bran says we should follow him. If we're gonna go now, I can at least try and heal us up a little bit.
As long as you grab her on the way out, too.
Does he look like he's going in the direction of where that person was?
No. You guys I got it wrong on the actual battle because I was expecting you to come from the south, but you didn't. You guys came from the left side. He's going down to the bottom. She is in that chamber, so if one of you wanted to go and get her, you could do that and bring her, or if you wanted to leave her there, you could leave her there. I mean, in the time you gather, she's not getting out of there by herself.
Maybe we should leave her there until we finish this thing up then.
Just to be safe in case it's more danger down in front of us.
I can't. She can be mad at us, but we're going to save her anyway, so.
Yeah.
Ah, she's probably still asleep, right?
But what if something comes up from behind that's not controlled anymore and thinks, hey, a quick meal? If we really leave her there unable to run?
Should we leave? Should we bring her into probably more danger?
The thing is, that cage that she's in, I mean, there's no easy way to get into it. I can tell you that just by looking at it. I think she's honestly safest there instead of us possibly going into more danger and bringing her with us.
I mean, in this last fight, most of us went down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that worse could happen to her. I mean, look at the guy that just got taken out of nowhere.
If we bring her and we fail, her brain gets eaten. Something comes behind her, her brain gets eaten.
And then we have the problem with if we let her out and she refuses to cooperate and come with us, and then she goes off on her own.
And gets her brain eaten.
We'll come back for you, I promise.
Aye.
For sure, we'll
Right.
come back.
Excuse me.
But if we want to take just a minute, just get everybody get a little close to me, I can at least get those who are hurt at least a little something in them. And I will cast Aura of Vitality.
Your vitality goes up.
Yes.
I'm going to take a deep breath and kind of focus and regain a spell slot at 4th level using the rest of my sorcery points.
Awesome.
So who is... Okay, I can do this 10 times. So, you said Koran's pretty good after that cure wounds?
I mean, comparatively, owlbears do not have a great deal of hit points. So he looks, in percentage terms, probably higher than most of you. But he's about the same physically.
Is he
Okay.
bloodied?
Yeah, he's still bloodied.
Okay.
I can do 10, so there's like, what, 3 of us that need them? So, free, you'll get 7. 4. So, 21 hit points altogether. Izzy. 25 hit points.
Good, Jen.
Good feature.
Oh, I'm
And-
just over half.
I am going to get whatever that equals.
18?
20. 6, 6, and 8 is 20, right? Is that what it is?
Oh, it's an 8.
How is everybody how is everybody still doing?
75%, if you want a number.
Just
Yeah.
over half.
I'm just
All
over
right,
half
then I'm
as
gonna
well.
use. All right, I'm still under half, so I'm gonna pop me with one more, which is 10. Which. All right. And then the aura will go down. So aura of vitality is a 30-foot sphere, so we don't have to be like super close. That was my last 4th level spell, 3rd level spell.
Yep. What's that?
Don't have much left. I have a 2nd level and a 4th level.
I
have
have
a first and a
1/3 that I can use to do a lot of damage or do a lot of healing.
I was stunned a lot, so I have a lot of spells.
Yeah.
Let's go find the more of these parasites.
Let's clear this out and yeah. So I don't know if anybody was watching, but I have one inside of me. Just
I'm sorry, what?
I mean, hi, how are you today?
Almost died, had my brain rocked, and you have a parasite in you?
Yeah, that's kind of cold.
Chaos, can you confirm this?
Isabel, at the mention of her having a parasite inside of her, you also feel Chaos's sort of lingering form almost sharpen and like come to attention.
Thyra sniffs the air and then bends down to Izzy now that she's right next to her and just takes a big whiff of her neck.
As you'll watch as Thyra sniffs the air, and as she inhales, nothing, and as she exhales, this brief bit of mist just comes out of the nose and just lingers there for a second before fading.
Why are you sniffing me?
You smell different.
I mean, you do too.
Ray's gonna poke Thyra. Does she feel colder?
She does.
Like Isabel, your temperature's changed.
Oh, great. What the
Uh,
fuck?
It took Izzy a long time to sort of get the control over Chaos.
I was 10.
Yeah, but even after we met you attacked us a few times. Are you gonna be able to handle this, Thyra?
She's stronger than me, to be fair.
I'm gonna try.
All right, let's go. We'll figure this out later. We got a mission.
Chaos,
So-
how do you feel about having another one?
So as Thyra gets close to you, Isabel,
Yeah.
you feel Chaos begin to shift in a familiar fashion down the arms, but this one seems a little bit more rapid and hurried. And as it perforates through your skin, ripping some of it in half to emerge from inside of you. You watch as it too begins to sort of come out and lean closer to Thyra. And you've all seen Chaos before. It is this. The best thing that I can describe it as, it looks kind of like a Kabuto from Pokemon, but with
Yes.
these thick 4 tendrils coming out from the bottom where it attaches to Isabel's wrist. And instead of it
grabbing
being
my head.
a single color, it is this mix of black and orange. And it too leans closer to you, Thyra, and gives one deep inhale. And then out loud, all of you hear, for the first time, and you haven't heard Chaos speak before, except for you, Wade, in your head, you hear it say, Cull. Thyra.
It says what?
Hole.
It says Cull. Cull. You feel your own parasite begin to shift.
No,
But instead of
shit.
coming down the arm, this one appears to go up into the sort of top half of your head and seep out through the ears and through the sides of the eyes to form into this almost like crown shape where it's hovering over the top of your head. The rest of you can't see color because it's dark in here. But it is faintly misty around it, and you would gather if it were a color, it would be a familiar shade of black, but mixed with very, very light blue. As it comes out, you all hear its voice as it says, Hello, brother.
Ooh.
Chaos returns and says, Actually, Chaos doesn't say anything. Chaos just sort of glares at it. What are the rest of you doing in this time?
Parasite fight. Parasite fight.
Alright, boys. Fucking put it back in the pants. Getting it back inside our bodies. No time for your sibling rivalry to fuck up our almost dying.
Make a charisma check.
Okay.
Or make a persuasion check, actually. Just persuasion.
Oh, thank God. I can't. I don't think I want to use. 18. That +8, motherfuckers. Oh, I love it.
Chaos just lets out this low, like, before seeping back into
I'll feed you a rabbit later.
the skin.
You know, I've been feeding Chaos for quite a few months.
That is true. Fucking show us some respect. He's not responding.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
We got this under control. Let's get a move on.
As you begin to walk, Thyra, the thing recedes into your skull, and you hear it say, "I missed him."
Oh no! I'm gonna
You
look
know-
at.
You know, I've beat him up a few times. It's been fun.
I am well aware.
Oh shit! I'm gonna
Oh,
look
so
at.
you know. Okay, we'll talk later.
Like this one more than Chaos, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's no, it's fine. Cass is a piece of shit.
Yeah, guy's a piece of shit. So-
I'm gonna look at Thyra and be like, "Hello, Cole."
You hear Chaos say, "Don't acknowledge it."
Look, it's your brother. It's our He's practically my family as well.
Thyra will start walking to follow Koran, but in her head, will say, "It's nice to meet you, Cole."
You hear it return. "It is nice to meet you too, Thyra."
This is weird.
His crown just plods along. You all follow down, and this tunnel to the south sort of goes down and leads off to the. For you, it will be your left, a little bit. It's a shorter tunnel comparatively.
Checking for traps on the way.
Sure, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Trap.
We learned our lesson last episode.
That's a 14.
14. Looking around in this corridor, it does not appear to be trapped.
Okay.
Not this one. As you go down and you emerge into a different chamber. This one is sort of long and slightly wide, almost in an ovalloid shape, but again, the walls are kind of jagged and not smooth and sleek in any way. Looking up here, also you do get faint glimmers through cracks in the ceiling. That some space may be above here, but it's difficult to tell. And the ceiling does appear to be somewhat thick. You see in this room a number of cells along the walls, much in the same way that you found your new dwarven friend. Except in this one, the figures that are in them are bloodied and shred to pieces. You see a few figures in here. And I would say, I guess all of you, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me, as I continue to describe the scene.
I would like to ask Chaos if this is familiar.
Okay, the response comes, no.
20.
14.
20, 14.
7.
20.
Nice. So, Alakian Free and Isabel, you get the sense of what's going on here. There is no central table where those tadpoles normally lie, but there are a number of cages on the outsides, and they do have some figures in them, even through the sort of mess that they're in. You do begin to pick up on what this chamber is. This is a transformation chamber, where people are left in so that they can ceramorphosize and go from people to mind flayers. And you see this in the people there. There are some who are close to Illithid, who have begun to emerge these sort of flesh-like tendrils that maybe go about 6 inches to a foot long, with sort of gently swelling heads that are almost caved in some places. But they go in stages down. The one who is most humanoid, even then, has begun to grow extended fingernails and claws. The notable other thing in here is that there is a very large sort of cage, much bigger than a humanoid would fit in, that was sprung open. And that's what you see in this room.
The cage matched the description Chaos gave me when he talked about his memories.
No, nothing in here is ringing a bell for Chaos.
Is this where Karan came in from, perhaps?
I was gonna ask.
Oh,
Is it owlbear sized?
It's about owlbear sized.
Oh, okay. You said that Karan knew where these things were, the parasites were coming from.
If you give me about 10 minutes, I can recast Speak with Animals. Is Karan still with us?
Yes, he is leading you down into this chamber.
And I can ask him more questions, or
Let's follow the bear. How long does the Speak of Animals last?
10 minutes.
It's been 10 minutes?
It wouldn't have been 10 minutes yet, but is it concentration?
No.
So it would still be up.
Okay. So how far along is it, Karan?
Yours just sort of stops and peers down at the one wall. There is the tunnel that you came in through, and there are 2 tunnels on the wall that are sort of split off with maybe like a 10-foot wall in between them. Is he? The scent goes down, but I can't identify which tunnel.
Oh,
I woke up in here.
Can you identify which tunnel?
You can't hear what he says.
True, but you can.
Are we tracking the things in my head, or the things that made the thing in my head?
Similar scent to what's in your head.
I don't really want to do this, because then I can't talk to the party. So he said that it goes farther down, and there are more parasites there. He just doesn't know which tunnel as it goes farther down that it is, but I can try and track things. I don't know if it's got feet or what, but...
Well, I don't... I'm sure that you probably don't have much of a clue what's going on. Izzy is much more familiar. Why don't you see if Chaos can possibly point us in the correct direction?
Chaos, any sort of sense you pick up on? Any guesses?
Watches as all you hear is Chaos says, "Could be either. Pick one."
Could be the pick one?
It could be either. Pick one. He's saying the same
Oh.
comes from somewhere down. Could be through either tunnel.
No, Chaos has got fuck all.
Well, you know what? I've got one in my head.
Yeah,
Now?
that's it.
So, Cole, do you know where more like you are at?
Okay, because you're asking Cull. It replies, "If you take the left, you'll go to the prison. Take the right, and you'll hit the resting pool. Both will eventually lead to the brain library."
Alright, well, there is a resting pool to the right and a prison to the left. Either way, we're gonna get to a brain library.
What's a resting pool?
What is a resting pool?
It's where the illithids take rest.
So they sleep there.
It's hard to say. I haven't been let out much.
So the resting place is where the illithids sleep, maybe? Probably. If they sleep.
I'd wager that the prison might be where we're looking for.
No, it's not the
In
prison.
that case.
Sure.
Also, even if they're resting, not like to run into more illithid.
Aye,
There's
yeah.
that. There's that as
Um,
well.
So, the two of you, do you know the best way to prevent us from getting those things in our heads? Like, is there some sort of magic we could do to protect us from these, or?
Chaos?
You hear Chaos just immediately say, "Stay away."
Stay away.
Defeats the purpose. I feel like we're gonna have to fight them to kill them, or whatever we're planning on doing.
You know, Cole, you're a lot more helpful than Chaos is.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Do you have better advice than stay away?
I don't see the problem with getting infected.
That's
We're
one way
a
to put it.
lovely bunch.
Damn
Well,
it.
I think Chaos likes everyone more than Cole does.
Well, Cole doesn't know anybody.
Exactly.
It's like you're all pieces of shit, but you're my pieces of shit.
Yeah, stay away or they'll infect us all.
Hey,
Okay.
it's not as. No, it's as bad as it sounds. I can't even lie. It's. I've looked at Wade and been like, I wonder what his arm tastes like. It's not great.
It's mostly muscle, so always the worst part.
I feel like it would be like smoked ham. I don't know why.
Sometimes I wish Kev was still here. Anyway, which
Yeah.
route are you going down?
For the prison.
The prison, the left.
Prison. Yep.
Okay, you start heading down the left-hand chamber.
Checking for traps.
Make an investigation check.
That's a 22.
22. Going down, this tunnel is not trapped, but at the end of the tunnel, you see some familiar, sort of like foot-thick, hanging tentacles that just sort of rest there.
I am going to look for an opening contraption like I saw.
Does it
at the
look
other
alive?
one.
Make a nature check.
Wait, I think I rolled the wrong thing for traps.
Investigation's fine for you, it's alright.
Oh, I rolled an intelligence save on accident. That's why. I mean, it'd still be the same thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the same
'cause
thing.
It's the
You're
same.
fine.
Yeah.
What'd you get, Thyra?
What am I doing? Nature?
Yes.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be good. 6.
You can touch it if you want, find out.
I'm not touching it.
As I said, I'm looking for an opening mechanism thing like I saw for the last one.
With your 22, easy enough to do. It's in a similar place. It's not hard to find.
Okay.
And as you go ahead and pull down on the chain, the tentacles just come outwards. Emerging into this chamber, you see another sort of. It is ovaloid, but it's much bigger. It's almost like a like an oblong, you know. And there is no central part of this chamber. You see a corridor down to the right, a corridor dead ahead, a little bit to the right, but dead ahead. And essentially, lining the walls are cages upon cages upon cages, up to a second floor with cages upon cages upon cages. There are some people in here. It is hard to
Anybody
tell.
recognize?
Make a perception check.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
I'm gonna do the same
Pretty good
thing
on.
because
Sure.
you asked me some questions and now I'm paranoid.
Oh, it's a 15.
13.
21.
Hang on. There is someone that you recognize, Alakian, in here.
Well, not good.
A gnome of bald head, sort of scraggly-ish facial hair, slightly worn and torn leathers. The last time that you saw this gnome, he had been beaten to shit in the bottom
I
of Ula's
figured.
prison.
Is it Nick or Knack?
fighting up. It's hard to tell which one's which, but it's one of them. Most of the other people that you don't recognize, and most of them are, dwarven people of some degree. There is notably one other person who is sort of set back off in a single cell, far away from the others. Appears to be the humanoid figure, sort of thin and lanky, not wearing much on the torso, like basic furs with sort of odd knickknacks and trinkets along the belt to hold them up. This sort of short, spiky, and sort of backwards hair with like this stubbed nose that's sort of a little bit further back and pushed up against the skull. Looks different from any race that you've seen before.
Ooh.
You said they're like back away from the rest of people?
Yeah, they appear to be on their own somewhere.
Can I...
Are they in a cage?
They're in a cage. Yep.
Does Alakian bring my attention to Nick and Knack? Because he went to talk... He was with me when I talked to them.
I probably would, yeah.
I'm going to try to get Nick... I'm going to try to get him out of the cage.
Okay. As you walk up, he's unconscious, so you can try and force the lock if you want. So make an athletics check.
Right? Yeah?
Is there any way for y'all to like sniff test these people before letting them out? Make sure they don't
I
have
was
these
Gonna ask
things
the same
in
thing.
Chaos? Does it smell like a mind flayers in his brain?
It's impossible to tell from chaos.
I would like to knock on the thing, try to wake this guy up.
Okay, you knock on the cage.
Oh,
It doesn't
I
move.
thought we weren't letting people out in case there was danger ahead.
right.
I'm curious if... you're right, but I was curious to talk to him. Alright. Coming back for your little shit. I hope your brother's
Where
alright.
are these things? These beings that we're looking for? You think they're stored here inside of people?
Cole, are they in the brain library?
They're next to it. Keep going. You'll find out.
I want to go
They're
over...
next to the brain library. So they're not here. The parasites aren't here, anyways.
I want to go over and see if I can talk to the person that's in the corner away from everything.
Okay, sure. As you go up, you notice this cage is kind of a little bit more secure, and whereas the rest of them sort of are resting sort of like a standing position, this one has arms up to the side, chained by something. As you go up, you see the head just and look up at you, sort of raise an eyebrow. Who are you?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
Don't trust outsiders.
Well, we're kind of here to hopefully save your life if you decide to actually answer some questions first.
Oh, good. About fucking time. Then you watch
How
as he
long
like
have you been
sort of cracks the jaw, and then a little bit of blood and a tooth comes out. Hard to tell time in this place.
That's fair.
40 years?
Fuck!
Oh. You've been here
Alright.
for 40 years.
How did you stay alive here for that long? And
Oh, they don't want to kill me. They want to torture me. It's payback.
for what?
My name is Pivra. I'm a Githyanki.
Githyanki?
I'm
Get
a Githyanki.
Yeah, this character
You're
is
in for it.
partially because of Tommy, so you're welcome.
What was the name?
Pivra. Piv''ra.
Question, Pivra. You've been here for a while. Have you heard of the parasites?
Bits and pieces, I don't know much about them.
Do you know how they're made, where they're from?
Fuck all.
Fair enough. Worth
They
asking.
don't tell me much in this fucking cage, do they?
Just wanted to see, my friend. Can you
Hey,
fight?
what plane are we on?
Prime
The
material.
material.
Ah, fucking balls.
Which one are you from?
Astral.
Which one would you like to visit?
Astral.
Okay,
I
you know
said
what?
visit, not to live.
Do you have any? If we were to get you out of this chain, sir, is there any way for you to get there?
I could find a way somewhere.
Okay, great, because there's this big brain that we just about killed, but it managed to get away to the astral
Oh,
plane.
you didn't fucking
So-
finish him?
You know, he's a big wimp. He pulled up the shield and then vanished. It was terrible. He was
Half of us were dead.
almost
It was a
dead.
very bad time.
If we were to let
I'm
you out of
probably
here,
fine. I don't know what their problem is.
would you say
Easy
want
one.
to take revenge upon this big throbby brain?
Are you joking me? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Great.
As
Okay.
you're talking to this guy, you see that the voice, whereas it started kind of groggy and low and disheveled, it's now starting to gain a little bit of energy behind it.
Question: if I were to give you a weapon, could you fight?
Yeah.
What do you think, Grape?
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Probably smart.
Yeah, I was wondering what kind of
Yeah,
vibe
yeah.
Pree's getting from him. She's got, or typically has good insight.
That's a 16
Ooh.
for me.
20.
I won't bother then.
You can still roll higher than a 20.
Do it.
Maybe.
Yeah,
21!
Yes!
What did I say?
Now I have to roll. No, the max
Oh.
I can get is a 21. Never mind.
This is why you don't like playing Willow. It sucks compared to Freeze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this guy has probably been locked up here for 40 years. He's starting to get a little bit older. Probably not the best fighter. Really wants to be out of this cage. You don't get the sense that he is gonna like attack you guys.
Mhm.
He doesn't really seem hostile in any way. He wants to be out of this cage.
Before we say anything, as a group here, I think we should wait to let him out until we're leaving again. And here's why. Maybe he could help us, or the Colburn, locate in the astral plane. He probably, if that's where he's from, he probably knows it pretty well. Can help us track and guide us to the brain. If we let him out now, we may never see him again.
It's true.
True. Sorry, my friend. Looks like we're gonna go to the brain library.
We're coming back
what
for
they're
you.
gonna
though.
Fucking bullshit, mate.
Yeah, it's
Just let me
fine.
out.
No.
Fuck you.
You know,
Fuck you.
you've been in there for 40 years? What's another hour?
That's another hour or two. Will we satisfy curiosity?
Okay,
As
right,
you
I
go
have
and like
one
turn around to
question.
leave, you hear him shout out one more time. You hear him say, "Have you seen my sister?"
Does she look like you?
I don't know. I lost her. I haven't seen her in a while. I assume she might be here.
Get
Insight
eaten by a
check.
dingo.
Make an insight check.
Is she wearing any clothes?
Probably something similar to me.
That's a 9.
Where's your sister?
Alright,
Oh.
before we try and find your sister, if she even exists, why did they keep you here? You still haven't answered that question. Why do they want revenge on you specifically?
Because
did
I
you do?
drove the bastards from the astral sea, didn't I? Me and my friends, we got tired of being slaves, so we rose up against them and fucking kicked their ass. Fucking fled like cowards.
That actually kind of sounds legit. That's kind of what they just did.
It's what we
say.
just forced them to do again, it seems.
Mhm.
Are there
Um,
more of you in the astral sea?
Yeah, sure. Tons.
I think that brain might get hunted down just naturally then.
So, to know my sister, you haven't seen her?
No,
We've not.
is she big and yellow and little froggy like you?
You don't know he's yellow.
Oh, we
You
don't.
can't see shit in this chamber. It's
Oh,
dark.
is he
as hell.
big and the nose and little froggish, but like in a good way somehow?
It's kind of rude. It's a little bit rude about you talking about my sister like that. And
I'm
she's
talking about
beautiful.
you like that. I'm talking about you like that.
Yeah, she looks like me, but she don't look like a frog.
A little frog. It's not again in a weirdly good way.
Will you just go fucking do what you need to do so you can get me out of this place?
Yeah,
Nah,
we'll be right
fine.
back.
Yeah, if Giovanni says that, we'll free you.
while everyone was chatting, was there like a, I don't know, console or button or something that looks like it would open all the cages? Or like a key? Or what kind of locks are these?
They are looking around and sort of inspecting the cages. They don't look like physical locks. It almost looks like the cages themselves, in the small spines that come out, sort of bend as you go. They almost look alive.
Oh,
Kind of like,
That's fun.
okay.
Sounds
brain
like we're
library.
breaking some bones. Yeah,
But you can progress if you want to.
Yep.
What are you guys doing next?
heading
Did the-
to.
excuse me. To the brain library.
Yeah.
Okay, so utilizing Cull's instructions, you gather that there are two exits out of here. The one on the right leads to the resting pool. The one immediately ahead of you leads to the laboratory.
I'm gonna go just like really stealthily peek down the hallway to the resting pool to see if I see anything down that way.
Okay, and the entrances to these two tunnels are those familiar tentacles
God
that just fall
damn
down. Looking around, the chain to pull down does not appear to be on this side. So,
Which side?
if you want to try and reach through, you can do so.
Not on
Is
this
that what you
one.
do?
Not on this one.
Okay. Going to the other one, it is the same sort of situation. But this tunnel leading towards the laboratory appears to be a little bit shorter. And so the tentacles are sort of pushed up on the side, so if you would like to try and reach through, you can do so.
Can I poke it with something first? It's not my hand.
Sure.
See what happens.
What are you poking it with?
I have a war pick that I picked off of somebody at some point.
Go ahead and lift it up and poke, and it just...
Cut it with my sword.
Like, can we try and cut it and or push it aside to get through and reach through?
Yeah, you can try to. What are you trying to do?
Guess I'm gonna try and just push it aside to kind of squeeze my hand through and
Okay.
grab.
It's easy enough to push one of them aside. They're thick and they're heavy, but you're all strong enough, so you just push to the side and you can try and pull through. Make a dexterity check for me.
Oh, that's easy. That's an 18.
You go ahead and reach through and pull the chain, and they begin to part.
Is this the brain library, I assume?
Nope.
This is not.
Oh.
You see a small corridor that goes downwards. Inside of this chamber, there is light. There appears to be some vague orange flickering that you can see down onto the floor from where you can look at. You also hear Thyra and Free and Lakian. This faint, like, almost like squeaking sound.
Like a rocking chair?
It's not quite like a rocking chair. With your high wisdom, it's some sort of it's something wood, something like grinding of wood on wood, but old.
Then this isn't this. Just to be sure, this is not the door to the resting pool. This is not the door.
No,
we told.
this is not.
I wanted to make sure. Okay.
He said, or if she told us, laboratory, and then before that the parasites would be next to the brain library. So maybe this is what's next to the library. So consider they may be in this room.
Which could be what's making the squeak call. Is this where they are?
You feel your head sort of look down to the side. This is where they are.
He says yes. This is where they are.
Part of me doesn't want to see this. All right.
How many are in there?
Why don't you walk forward? And you feel your legs start to go instinctively.
Bullshit.
Thyra.
That's in character too.
Fire, cold Tyra. What are you doing?
Do you
I'm
just
going
let it go?
to find out. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll follow her in.
Can you do that to
fine.
me, Chaos? Can you just like make my legs go?
Yes.
Thanks for not doing that. And I will follow Thyra.
Okay. Walking down here, this is a steep slope. It's almost like 40 degrees upwards, and there are still rocks and things protruding outwards to make this difficult to get around. And as you come into this...
All you had to do was just say, walk forward, and I would have went.
You were taking too long.
Fuck this guy.
As you
I am
go
going to
down...
run near the front so that the parasites don't try to infect other people.
Okay, that's fine. You, Thyra, emerge first into a perfectly cylindrical chamber. On the walls appear to be these countertops that sort of come outwards. And there is torchlight in here. There are torches mounted on the walls. They don't appear to be regular torches. They are some kind of magical. But they appear of normal color and size. As you step down onto the floor, it is not jagged and rocky. It is perfectly smooth, tiled, well kept, although dirty. You see on these countertops a number of small vials, bottles, papers, lots of papers, and a small box on the one side that, as you walk, just shakes a little bit. And there is one other thing that you see in this chamber, which is sort of going around, sort of in circles, but sort of at the far end, is a man in a wheelchair. Notably, the bottoms of the legs gone. He appears to be human, older, probably looking at like 50s or 60s. Sort of a thick grey beard with specks of like little pieces of black in it that sort of comes down to about the chest section, and thinning receding hair that is also long and sort of flows back around. Just sort of going around in circles. And as you come in, you watch as he looks up. You're new. Isabel,
You're new.
you know who this is.
Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lot older than you last saw him.
You're alive?
As you all sort of come down, you watch as he looks at Thyra, and then looks at Wade, Free, Alakian. The owl there sort of recedes a little bit and looks at you and sort of lingers. I haven't seen you a lot here before.
You're alive?
You look strange.
I am going to walk up to him.
See.
I'm going to grab him by... I'm sure he's wearing like a shirt. I'm going to
Yeah.
grab by the shirt and say, do you know who I am?
As you pull him close, you get a good sense of him. It smells awful.
Yeah.
Hasn't showered or bathed in a long time. Sort of like looks you up and down. They're not normally this aggressive. Blighty? Not her. No.
Thyra puts her hand, this is probably a really bad idea, but Thyra puts her hand on Izzy's shoulder and says, Izzy, he's not worth it. Not yet, anyway.
I'm real. I'm very real.
A half-orc? Before? I think it's getting worse. Have you seen Alcar? I need him.
Ed. It's Izzy.
At the word, you see the eyes sort of like immediately shift over to you. I think I need my mind things. And he starts trying to sit back in the chair and wheel backwards. And as he does, he begins shouting the same name, Alcar, over and over again.
Flat up, Dad.
Who's Elkar?
Alcar's my friend. He likes to help me stop seeing you.
I'm real, Dad. I found you.
You look a lot like her.
It's because I'm a daughter.
That's concerning.
You did this to me, Dad.
Sarah, that cage, or sort of box on the side, just shifts again. You get the sense it is a box with some like a big lid over the top of it that comes down on the sides to the bottom, with like this big like funnel up out of the top. Sort of other small pipes and things around the sides. It's maybe 5 by 5 feet.
I'm guessing they're in there. She says to Cole.
You hear Cole say, "Yes, my brothers and sisters." Isabel, as you are sitting here talking to this man, you feel chaos once again move, coming down your arm and sort of coming out. And as it comes out of the palm, the man's attention almost like shifts, and instead of receding, which it has done at the sight of all of you, sort of comes closer. You watch as chaos sort of like tilts the head and says, "Father." And the man says, "Chaos? Is that you?" Then sort of looks back to you, Isabel, and the eyes widen and the jaw slackens. Holy shit. I thought it had only been a few months.
What happened to Lambert?
I don't know.
What do you mean he was your son? Did he die in the fire? What happened to him?
Isabel! And you watch as he grabs your hands and sort of pulls them close.
I pull away.
Look. And he sort of wheels the chair around and goes to the back wall where there is a break in the counter.
While that's going on, I turn around to the other two and point to the box. So, like, not really to interrupt, but to let them know that they're in the box.
Watch as he wheels around, goes to the back wall where there is a break in the counter, and sort of pulls a stone loose from the wall where there is another chain. He just sort of yanks on it, and this part of the wall just recedes backwards to lead into another chamber. And you watch as he just turns around, sort of a gentle smile on his face. This guy's clearly fucking crazy.
Insane.
Sort of wheels down the chamber, shouting after you, saying, come on.
I look at my friends. What the fuck is happening?
Okay, first off, I want to, because I don't know if I would know this in character, but like, because I know it as a person, as far as mental break things go. With an intelligence of 16 and a wisdom of 14, would I have any idea as far as like mental breaks in character, Equa? Do you think? As far as like,
this
trauma
guy's
and shit?
clearly very mentally damaged.
Yeah.
yeah, it doesn't take very much. You probably all realize that. Even Wade, with his both of high wisdom, would probably realize this guy's been through it.
Stop bumping.
Well, does Chaos want to follow him, or does Chaos want his brothers or sisters to eat them like that one you found in the woods?
You want to follow apparently your dad? Thanks for that news, by the way. You share my memories, you prick.
I don't share your memories, we talk. I had never seen him. I only know the smell.
Oh, fair enough. Or do you want to eat your brothers and sisters?
Not yet.
Oh. Do you think that cage can hold them?
It held me.
Paul, do you have the same urge to eat your brothers and sisters as Chaos does?
Why do I want to eat my siblings? They are like us.
I mean, Chaos ate one of you already?
They did. Okay,
That's deplorable.
That is your brother.
That's your shitty brother. Did I get the crazy one? Oh no.
Who is chasing after Isabel's father? And who is staying
I am
here?
doing
That's
it,
all
but cautiously, kind of like wanting to
Yeah, I'm gonna
keep an eye
follow
ahead of
him.
us.
Okay. So,
Izzy,
Isabel...
One
Okay.
thing before you go, maybe I don't know if you can carry or not. Can you grab that cage on the way? Don't trust anybody else holding it at the moment.
There's a giant funnel and pipes coming out of it, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, there's no way to grab it from
Yeah.
the wall or anything.
You could probably take the lid off, and then
no,
see if
don't
there's
do
a
that.
way around, but there's... Yeah.
It held Chaos in and held Cull in, I think. I think we're good for now.
Okay.
Who let them out?
We're not letting those things out. You saw
No, I
what they
said
can do.
who let them out.
Probably my
Not
dad.
let's let them. Also, your dad made me. So I'm your sister.
I think, and
Haha.
I think the thing in your brain is my brother. Oh fuck! Oh
So,
no!
Isabel,
I have theories.
Oh,
as
so do I.
you follow down, this is almost immediately into another room. It is a room about the same size, with another large, almost larger amount of notes, vials, things like that, scattered around the walls. There are two things on the back wall that sort of immediately make you stop in your tracks. Two large cases, almost like chests with runes around the outside. They stand maybe 10 by 5 feet tall, 12 by 5 feet tall, something like that. And inside each of them hold two figures. The first one on the left is a woman, elven, boasting very familiar features to you. And the one on the right is a boy, about 12 to 14 years old. Kind of looks a little bit similar to you as well. These are your mother and your brother in exactly the same condition that you last saw them in, and in exactly the same condition that they were in at the gate. Thyra, as you follow in, you immediately recognize the runes around the outside of the cases. This is essentially a giant chest of preserving.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill him.
Essentially. You watch as he
Are they
wheels.
alive? Do they look dead? Like, I mean, they have to be dead. They were in the Shadowfell.
You can gather from your own experiences. You watch as he
What the
wheels in
fuck?
and sort of turns around, turning to you, Isabel. See what you've been doing? We can be a family again.
You've been preserving dead people?
I'm gonna go up to him, grab him, and lift him out of the chair.
Okay, there is no resistance.
How are they here?
I brought them here.
You found their bodies. You piece of shit.
No, 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 no. This is a good thing.
They're dead, Dad. They're dead. I saw them in the gate.
Which he leans in a little bit closer. Death doesn't have to be permanent.
It should be.
Look. And you watch as he tries to sit back down in the chair. Do you let him?
I drop him.
In the chair or on the floor?
I just drop. I don't care. Whatever he lands on, he lands on. She's not aiming.
We'll say he lands in the chair.
Sure, for that. Oh.
And he starts wheeling back down into the other room, goes over to the box, and just pulls it straight off. Inside, you see, familiar to Chaos and Cull, there are a number of parasites in here. Notably, 3. In the light, you can see there is one that is pure black. There is one that sort of has this faint, like, light green tinge to some of it, where the orange or the blue would overtake. Actually, I think there's only 2 in here, right?
Oh, there's fire, poison, acid, necrotic,
Yeah,
cold.
there
and
are only 2 in here, just those
Oh.
2, and they are sort of like tumbling around each other, almost. These inky creatures are almost like play fighting. And as the cage gets pulled off, you watch as they just stop and look at you, and almost like shake a little bit, as a cat would do if it was scared, and the fur will pop out in the back. You watch as he points to them. They can do it! Both of them! We can do it again! We can be a family!
You're... No, it's been almost 30 years, Dad. I moved on.
No, it's
I'm 33. Last time I saw you, I was 10.
No,
Yes.
no, Isabel would be like 11 or 12.
I'm Isabel. Do I look 11? I'm a grown woman now. I lived in Unright for 20 years alone. Because of what you did. And here you are living in a fantasy.
Or she still starts to pick at things on the desk, sort of coming to the realization, you gather, of what's been happening.
What happened to Lambert? Where is he?
I never saw him or you.
So he's... So what now, right? Do I just kill you? Do I let you here rot?
No, wait. He, we can find him. Whatever state he's in, we can find him and we can bring him back. That's what these are for. They tried to make them into something else, but I didn't want to. I can finish it. I can finish the work. I can make them bring people.
I have one in my head, Dad.
That's...
He made me kill people. 19... There were 19 people living under a bridge that I tried to kill myself on once. I woke up covered in their fucking blood because of what you did.
It kept you alive, didn't it?
Sure, what? I'm a mess, Dad.
That's what it can do. It can keep you alive.
I can't form a relationship with someone that's healthy. I can't. I want to hurt people.
Where is Cull?
He's in the big one. I point at Thyra.
You watch his attention turns to you, Thyra. Cull, come. And you feel Cull start to shift outside of you.
Outside of me?
Yep.
He's not making me go with them? Okay.
It is doing what he says at this point in time.
Equa,
Mhm.
while all of this is going on, can I quietly try and reach out to the Raven Queen to see what the hell she wants me to do about this issue right now, considering we're dabbling in necromancy, which is something she strongly forbids?
Sure. You can, in the essence of things, I'll say make a religion check at disadvantage.
That's already a 5, just the first roll. So
As I feel Cole start to like leave my body, I'm gonna say one last thing to him. If you leave my body, I can't guarantee my friends will keep you alive.
I'm sure I will be fine. I'll probably be back.
Don't.
Shit.
As it, he takes it, and instead of it going inside of him, it just rests there. She's okay. Very good. Very, very good. He sort of lifts up the lid of the cage and just puts it back in and covers it again.
He ran into one of the other ones, by the way.
What? Which one?
I don't know. I ate him, Dad.
Which one?
I don't know.
Was rumored to cause sickness.
Aye.
Chaos. And you watch as chaos also begins to erupt from you, Isabel, but
Chaos, stay.
doesn't leave. It just erupts.
Okay.
And you watch as it looks towards your father and says, "It was grudge."
Ooh.
And you watch as your father says, "Ooh. Grudge left a while ago." And then Chaos turns to the box and sort of leans closer, and you feel a heat hotter than usual emanate from your parasite, Isabel, as it says, "Where is Surge?" And your father says, I haven't seen Surge. I haven't seen him in a long time. Not since you left.
Lambert has him.
I don't know.
No, Lambert also have him. Why did I get chaos? How did I get this thing in me? Is there like a tunnel from here up to the house?
Found them, your mother and your brother, and I brought them back to our house. And I had been working on these things, and they wanted me to turn them into some ceramorphosis vessel, but I didn't want to do that. But I was doing it anyway, because I had to, and then I found this! And he sort of holds out his hand, and you see he's wearing a very intricate and sort of big ring. But he just quickly stows away.
Does it appear magical? Just a quick glance.
It's hard to say in a quick glance. And then when I shifted my research. I said that they didn't have to change from humans to Elithid. They could change from back to people. From what they were, and that's what I did. And on my first test, I brought 2. I picked 2.
You infected us.
No. They were supposed to go into your mother and your other brother, and they were fighting, and Surge started to. The house started to fall, and I tried to get you, but by the time I couldn't find you, and I didn't. I didn't know where you were, and I tried looking, but they got me, and they started to bring me. I don't know. And you watch as he starts turning around, almost to face away from you, and starts putting his head in his hands, and he's visibly getting more and more worked up, and you start to hear him say names, street names, of the places where you grew up, much in the same way that he did when you sent him your first message.
That.
He's just
We're
going.
lucky. Lambert is alive. He
It's
could
not.
be.
Not visibly any response right now. He's just breathing heavy and going over.
Equa, are we still in the room with those what looked like chests of preserving? Or are we in the room separate from that now?
They're adjacent rooms.
Okay.
You could be in either or.
Okay.
Where is the path to Craddock?
It's not. It's. She sort of like snaps herself out of it, sort of twisting that ring again. It's not. It's not a path. It's not a path.
Is it
It's a
tunnel?
portal that I made. It's a portal.
Is it still there? Alright. This is what we're going to do. Alright? I'm gonna bring you back to Craddock. The Illithid attacked Unru. Did a lot of damage.
As you say that, you watch as his expression sort of widens. No, that's why I
Yes.
was here, because if I left, then everyone would...
I found them.
Oh,
We chased the brain down. It left. It's in the astral sea. We took down their ship.
how did you kill... How did you defeat it?
I'm going to draw my sword and then light it use a little bit of magic just to like make the blade sort of light on fire with blue fire. My
As you
paladin
do,
magic.
his grin widens. He sort of like snaps his fingers and pushes his hand down. I knew it. It's protecting you. It's fate. It's fate.
This is from me, Dad. This isn't from chaos.
No. You don't understand. They are made from people and from illithids, but there were no people at first, so they have to be from me. It's my DNA. That's why it listens to you. Because it's you. It was meant for you.
So that dwarf that I found that we killed, he was just being dragged along by it.
Without the proper control, they're just animals. They're not. They're a new species. Untamed. Undiscovered. I don't know how they act in the real world, but they need people to anchor them. And it's you. It's you. Because you're me. You share my DNA. That's why it listens.
I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do with you. You left me. You just left me behind. You barely spoke to me after Mum died. I had to beg to feed me and Lambert. And then after the fire, they wanted to kill me because of what you did. Of your experiments they found.
You don't understand.
No, I do. I lived alone for 20 years.
You don't understand that this he sort of beckons back to the box. This can make us a family again. That is all that
my
matters.
mum, Dad. I needed you. I didn't need my mum and brother. They're gone. I needed you to be a fucking father.
You don't understand. Why would... You could have both. You could have both. You could have everyone.
Need both. I needed
We
you.
could be better than before. We could be stronger. This could never happen again. They would never be attacked. Because if anyone tried, they'd die.
That's not a good thing.
That's a good thing.
The only friend I had as a child after everything hates me because of you. I rescued her. And I did things to those people that You can barely look me in the eye.
You don't
You
understand.
barely shared him room for more than a few minutes because of what you did. I would have been better off with a father who cared about me than some psychopath in a cave in the mountains.
I do care. That's why I'm doing this.
No, you're not anymore, because I'm taking those bodies and I'm giving them a proper burial.
You are not to touch them.
Let them rest. They're happy. They're
They
happy in the
don't
afterlife.
need to rest. They can live.
They don't... They...
You also see he begins wheeling over and grabs the stone on the wall and pushes it back down, and the door begins to shut behind him, and he just is sitting in the way.
Don't make me do this. Are you bonded with one? And you know what I can do. You know what they can do.
It will listen to me.
I have a sword, though. And I won't listen to you. I have magic now that isn't related to the parasites. Let them rest, please.
No.
All right. Don't. Come with me. Come back to Craddock.
If I can bring them.
Is by them, does he mean the parasites or the bodies?
Means both. I have to finish this work. It will change everything.
No, you won't. You'll just be a sad man with a wife who doesn't recognize you and his son who will scream at your face.
Then I have to stay, and I will finish my work in private. You can leave at any point.
Dad.
He starts wheeling back over to
If
the
you
box.
want to prove that you're my dad, that you're my father, you will help me find Lambert.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god. Oh, did I use my body as yours today?
I think so.
You did.
Fuck!
You did.
You used it to climb the tunnel.
Oh, I did. It was useless. 15.
15.
I do have one question after this. Equa.
Yeah.
He's going over to the box, and he sort of almost he puts his hand on the sides and sort of puts his head to it, and he watches the 3 parasites that are in there, just these tentacles just up onto the box and just almost like meet him there. It is almost like a father and children, almost.
We were fucked up, Dad, Chaos.
I would love to see Chaos again and run some tests.
No.
But you can go and you can take him if you would like.
Do you have
I have my work to do.
do we have ways to track these beings?
I have to stay here.
Do you know a way to track them? Yes or no? You don't have to come with me. Alright. When I messaged you and I heard your voice for the first time in years, the only thing I could feel was hate. This burning coal in my heart. My dad died 20 years ago. He was an imperfect man who was damaged from the death of his wife. I don't know who you are.
You'll understand.
I do, Dad.
One day you will.
I do. Norman, I get it. You're not even a person anymore. I don't know what you are. Just some little rat living in a cave, obsessing over a fantasy. How do I get to Craddock?
So he wheels back to the doorway and pulls the chain, and it goes once more. Sort of goes in.
Everyone, we have a way out of here if we want it. We can go back, release the people, get them out this way.
But your hometown was also in danger. There was a strike team going up there, remember?
It's better than leading them through tunnels where mind flayers will be hiding in every corner. It's not perfect, but it's better. An option. I'm not saying we have to do it, I'm saying we can.
He walks up to one of the walls and sort of pulls a sheet down on something, which is a large sort of cylindrical device. He says, I can't power it. I don't have enough magic. If you could find a way.
Could the parasite power it? The power it gave me?
Just magic.
Alright,
What
we can do that.
type of magic?
Just fuel. It's just fuel. Anything will fuel.
There's other options. We could march back through, or we could take them to Craddock.
Sure that this portal actually goes to Craddock. We're sure that he hasn't been convinced that that's where it goes, but it actually leads to the
There-
astral plane.
There is a strange set of runes in my basement, my old basement. I'm fairly certain that we'll head to Craddock.
Where are
So-
you going now, if not through the portal?
Back out through the mountain?
Or she sort of like looks up slowly. Can I ask you something?
What do you want, Norman?
I'd like to see the sun.
What's the plan, group? What do you think?
So on that note, Equa, what I wanted to see if I could do while Izzy and her dad were talking was kind of sit down in a corner, quote unquote. I know it's a cylindrical room, but in a quote unquote corner, and ritually cast detect magic if I would have had enough time to do that during their extended conversation.
minutes. Sure. At the end of this conversation, you're probably wrapping it up, so you'll cast it right now. The parasites in and of themselves are somewhat magical. They are magical creatures. His ring is magical.
What kind of magic?
This would be abjuration. And the apparatus that he's using to do his work is also magical, but for the purposes of being magical, it's not like an item with stats or anything. It's just what he uses to continue. And of course, the big sigil. The sigils along the two body containers, magical. The cylindrical arc is, at this point, not, but you recognize the runes as magic runes. They are functional.
How many people could go through this teleporting thing?
It can be held open for probably, if you fuel it enough, it could go on for longer, but about 6 seconds.
A lot of time.
I don't know if we'll be able to get everybody through that, especially because there's quite a bit of people who are unconscious at the moment.
Go through the guard room and straight down the tunnel. It will lead you there.
Out of the mountain.
That's how I found this place.
I found your
And that's
pickaxe,
how we
Dad.
take people out.
Yeah. I'm gonna take his pickaxe out. I found this, by the way.
Helped to keep us afloat.
What about burying it in your chest?
If that's what you need to do.
No. No, Dad. No. I'm gonna drop it in front of him. A reminder of what you're supposed to do. Not this.
Go back to the other chambers. Break down the walls.
What do you say?
He said go back to the other chambers and break down the walls.
Sure, why not? Let's get these people out of here, come on. Let's leave this thing to its devices. Izzy's gonna leave.
Bree follows quickly.
What's Kran doing?
Haran is looking at the cage of parasites and is just growling. Just under his breath, just...
Does this cage, like, does it look like it's filled with liquid? Can I see into the cage?
You can see into it. It's essentially just a big glass box, almost like a chemical funnel. You know, like how you have in chemistry labs that you put the vials in and it aerates the area so you don't inhale toxic fumes.
Yeah.
It's almost like that, except now there are 3 parasites inside. And there is like this long central tube that comes out and a smashing of others that come out from the sides. It's an experimentation box, but the parasites are happy to be in there.
I could make it unhappy for them.
Do we think
What do you want?
if I dropped a fireball on them, it would be enough?
Probably. I'm not there.
I can summon a beast in there.
Not wrong.
Would the beast just
can
get
stand
taken
by it.
over?
I mean, it's a fake creature. I can just drop concentration on it and it disappears.
Okay, if that's easier.
The firewall might engulf everything, including us.
Oh, we leave the room first.
Please don't kill my crazy dad.
Not going to yet.
We were just talking about the parasites. Maybe we should save the people. I'll save a
You can come back
beast
later.
or two.
Izzy, are you coming in the room or anything?
Izzy's left.
Oh, okay. Never mind. What should we
I
do
don't
with
like-
Izzy's dad?
I mean, he's fucking crazy.
Right. Look, I just don't want him trying to put one of those into them. Because as we know, they are already on the other side. So that would just be giving one of these monsters a free ride.
So the chest of preserving, like the runes that you said that I recognized.
Yep.
Are they like inside of like a box? Are the runes like on a ground, almost like they're ritually carved?
The runes are on the box itself, which is like a big, almost like stone or metal, it's hard to tell, in the lack of light. Well, I guess there is light in here. It's a kind of like metal outside, with runes on the inside to keep the interior preserved, and then this large, like almost glass type exterior on the outside that just almost like curves forward to display what's on the inside.
I mean, short of a dispel magic, I could maybe try to disrupt the runes with some druidcraft, but I don't know how that would work. Or if it would.
We can, like you said, we can come back later, I guess, and deal with all this as long as he doesn't try anything too rash. But Karan seemed to be pretty dead set on, getting rid of those things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
unless
he
you can
did-
convince him that we'll come back later, might be best to just deal with it now.
Oh, I have an idea. Come on, come over here. All right, we're gonna make sure we're out of earshot of Norman.
What was his response to us discussing killing his children in front of him?
Yeah.
Are you doing it right there?
I'm
I don't-
confused about where he is.
Yeah.
Okay, he's in the laboratory right
Okay.
now, which is the room with the parasites. The hidden room next to the laboratory is where the
Okay.
corpses are, and up the way that you came is where the prison is.
Okay, so we would be in the room with the corpses.
Yeah,
at the
I think
moment.
so. Because
Okay, so that's
went, right?
'Cause-
Izzy left.
each of those rooms is probably a 30-foot diameter circle.
Mhm.
So you could be out of earshot
Okay.
in theory if you were talking quietly.
Yeah. We'll do that. If you guys want to, what we could try and do is, because there's no way he can get out of here. That's very plain and simple. With that steep slope and the fact that he can't power this portal, he can't get out of here. I can try and distract him long enough for one of you to grab that box and just take it with you.
How big are these? Oh, is that the box? The
The
box,
box
with
that, yeah,
the parasites.
correct.
How big is the box with the parasites?
5 by 5.
So
By 5.
about the size of a chest of preserving. Like
No, 5 foot by 5 foot. It's about the size of Isabel.
Oh, okay. So it's only about half my height. About. Can I gauge around how much it weighs? 'Cause-
This is thick glass. I would say you would estimate somewhere within the region of like 150 to 400 pounds.
I mean, it could take a lot, but maybe I could drag it. It looks pretty heavy, but I'd be afraid that one of them might get out while we're trying to
Alright.
get everybody else out.
So how about this instead? I don't know how Izzy will feel about this, but he wanted to see the sun. Let's bring him with us. That way, there is no way for him to be putting those in Izzy's family.
I mean, he looks a lot lighter to carry than that
Yeah.
box with the parasites in it.
Alright, we can try it.
I'm gonna go over to. I'm gonna walk back into the room with Norman. So you want to see the sun, I?
The sort of still looking down, head on the cage or on the box because Isabel has left. Sort of says, "It's all right. I've got work to do, so no distractions."
I pick him up and I throw him over my shoulder.
Make an athletics check for me as he tries to resist.
21.
Okay. He rolled a natural 18, but he's in a wheelchair, so
With no legs.
60-year-old legless man who's hasn't seen the sun in 30 years.
Yep.
yeah, he's weak and frail. He has like an 8 index, so and like a 7 in strength. So he's He will protest immensely, but to save me from yelling here, what are you doing with him?
I'm gonna carry him back to Alakin and Wade. Do you want me to tie him up? Do you want me to gag him before we go?
I think gagging might not be a bad idea.
I'm going to return at this point. It's been so long since I left.
Yeah,
It's
been a while.
fine. It makes
It's
sense.
been a while.
The fuck are you do?
We're
are
taking
you
him with
doing?
us so he doesn't do things.
It was either this or kill the parasites or destroy your brother and sister, your mother and your brother without you being here.
So, Norman, would you rather us kill your children, your weird family, or not at all?
Oh, just let me leave. Let me do my work.
How about you come with us then? Hey?
No. It's not what matters. What matters is that I need to finish this. You need to let me go. This is bigger than all of you.
I used Druidcraft to make a bunch of flowers appear in my hand,
Oh my
and I
god,
shoved
yes.
them in his mouth to shut him up.
Okay, these are flowers. It's
Yeah.
not like it's something substantial. So
No.
you shove him in his mouth and he
But like a lot of them. Yeah.
petals come out and he's back to talking again.
Look, I
But
could
you
put
shut him
to
up for like 6 seconds.
I could put him to sleep, but that only lasts a minute unless he stays 99 times.
I mean,
so
I could punch him
it's
until
just-
he's asleep. Or we could do this. I'm going to get a length of cloth and gag him.
There you go.
Okay.
it feels better
so-
coming from you. We didn't want to do
It does.
that.
It feels. I know I have disowned him as my father, but it feels really good to shut him up.
You know, Izzy, I wanted to my plan was to kill the parasites, but I know Chaos has been wanting to eat them for a while now.
I'm actually going to walk over to the parasites.
Okay.
No.
As
I won't
you
open the box.
as you walk up to them and sort of come up to the side of the box, you watch as the three of them Cull's okay. Cull knows, sort of who you are. The other two, almost like, kind of like, size you up a little bit, walking back and forward, before, much in the same way that they did with your father, extending tentacles to the side of the box.
Put my hand on the side of the glass. What do they do?
Make a persuasion check.
$22.
Okay. As you do so, you see the one with that is jet black sort of comes up and sniffs a little bit, and then starts climbing up your arm.
Oh, I didn't open. Is the box open?
You open the lid and then
No,
put your hand in.
I put
he
my
said
hand
he
on the
touched,
glass.
Yeah, he touched the glass, is what he
Ah,
said.
I see.
Yeah, I want to see how they react to me, like being affectionate.
Being inaffectionate.
Affectionate.
If you put
Like
your
I'm-
hand up to the glass, like just press it there gently, they will extend their tentacles to you.
So you're my little brothers, eh?
There's
I
no
know what
response,
your-
they just stay.
I know what your name is. It's Cole. How about the rest of you, the two of you?
Gotta pull up my notes. On these ones. I believe the green one is called Singe,
Singe. Makes sense.
and the black one I forget, but I'm gonna find it.
Sure.
I'm unprepared.
Chaos, Cole, Grudge, Singe, Surge.
While you're
Yeah, they've all
looking at
got-
notes,
Cool symbiote names.
Yeah, no, they're great.
can I quickly scan the countertops to see if I can make any sense of any of the notes that are there?
Chaos is carnage.
Sure, make an intelligence check.
Chaos is the carnage of this group.
Just a regular intelligence check?
Yep.
That's a 10.
A lot of it here is almost rooted in magic that you don't understand. Especially seeing as you get your powers and abilities direct from a connection to a deity in the Raven Queen.
Mhm.
This is different. This is almost a form of kind of transmutation. It's part abjuration. It's part enchantment. It's a culmination of multiple different schools of magic that just don't quite sit well, and you have trouble making it out. It's difficult for you to say.
Okay, that's fine.
I can't find the name, but I'll get it to you in the break, Felis.
Sure.
What is he?
Leave them.
Right. Okay, let's take your paw and go free the rest.
Sure. Head on. I just want to say something to my family. And I look over to the secret room.
Of course.
Right. I'm gonna let the group leave, and I won't go over to talk to them because they're dead, and I've spoken to their souls. They're just meat bags. I'm gonna look at the parasites for a second and say, "You're terrible little creatures who'll probably run rampant and kill if you had the chance, but you share my blood. So, I'll be back for you. And I'm gonna leave."
So you go ahead and leave, and as you catch up with the rest of the group, we're going to take our break there, and we'll come back to you guys probably clearing out the rest of the colony, and we'll do a quick wrap up. And yeah, so what we will do is we will be back here in about 10-15 minutes to continue the story, go to the bathroom, go get snacks, and we'll see you back here soon. All right, goodbye. Welcome back.
Hi.
So, jumping back into it, you will meet up in the prison unless you want to go down the other corridor.
No.
Okay, as you head back into the prison, you hear a voice shout out to you. About fucking time, are you ready?
Has it been an hour yet?
I don't know.
Yes, we're ready.
How do we open these cages?
How do we open them?
Try pulling on him.
I'm gonna pull on them.
Make an athletics check.
Yay! Nope, it's acrobatics.
All hell.
You can have if you want. You can have advantage.
Well, I rolled advantage and I got a 16 both times.
I'm
So
carrying
Tommy's
an old
roll.
man.
Yeah, you begin to pull and pull and pull, and it does give a little bit, but it's not really breaking.
Is there a contraption that unlocks these? It might be a little bit easier.
Free did find earlier a small, back panel with some weird, familiar tentacle-like things protruding from it and some sigils, if you would like to go and...
I will go investigate it. Things sound familiar with how these things work, sort of.
Okay.
It's
How you
time to
doing?
think before we use one.
Aye. How do you doing, good
I'm
young
not gonna use it just yet. I just want to see what all the buttons do. I'm not gonna do anything yet.
So, Legion, when you walk up to it, there are a number of tentacle-like protrusions coming out of it, as well as a few sigils here. One appears to be in a very bright and vibrant, like almost blue to the point of white.
Okay. Is my detect magic still up by chance at this point?
Sure. And you
Okay.
will see that this table, the tentacles included, are magical. Another one is almost like a square red sigil. And there is like a faint green one as well that is not quite so lit up.
Okay, you said the little sigils. Do each one of them have a different kind of magic to them, or is like the whole thing
Yes, they
just
do.
one?
So the blue one is evocation. The green one and the green one will be transmutation, and the red one would be illusion.
So the red one is illusion.
Yep.
Okay, not using that one. That sounds bad.
Equa, looking around the room, any empty cages?
Yeah, there are a fair few empty cages.
Can I go over to an empty cage? I don't know if this is a good idea, actually.
You walk up to an empty cage.
Can I just do a shocking grasp on the empty cage? You said they were
Sure.
living, so I wanted to see how it would react.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Can I go up to a different cage and see if there are any runes on the cages themselves?
Make an Arcana check.
Yeah, this isn't gonna go.
I try to
very
rip
well.
off the cage again.
I don't know how to-
Sure.
Cool.
Are you doing the same one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, 11. There we go.
11.
Natural 20.
As you put your hands together, you feel the electricity begin to spark, and you close your hand on one of the sort of three large spines on either side that protrude outwards. And as you do, it's almost like a high-pitched whine before that one that you touch begins to come outwards and kind of like shock and then wilt a little bit.
Okay, so it looks like
Seems to react.
it's sort of opening in a sense.
Yes, you'd have to
Okay.
do a fair amount to this, or do something to the hole, but it's, yeah.
It didn't look like
Um,
it would have affected, like it didn't like focus the electricity and would have like hurt somebody inside of it. Or
It's hard to say.
Okay.
I rolled a natural
There
20.
is no conductor inside of it, it's just a
Yeah.
thing. You, Isabel. The front part of the cage comes up. He's still, like, sort of lying there.
Oh, that's how do you do it. And are they locked? Is it like a chain, or is it
Yeah,
like
this is just
another
a regular chain and another thing.
like a lock?
Yeah.
that could be picked. Elakian,
What?
ripped off the front of it.
All right, I'll go with it.
Nick and or Knack.
It is Nick.
It's Nick. I'm gonna rip off the cage. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Roll another one.
Nice. 26.
In much the same way, this one's a little bit weaker. You just pry it apart with your big strong muscles. And Nick is there, just sort of like this.
I'd like to tap his face and try to wake him up a bit.
There's no reaction.
Is he alive?
From what you can tell, there is faint breathing there, as well as a large scar across the top of the forehead.
Oh my boy.
He himself has had a fair few bruisings in the past year. He's in rough condition as is.
That was a 19 on the Thieves Tools check, by the way. To pick the lock from.
Sort of ducks down. About fucking time.
I want to inspect the other people in the cage. Do they all seem in similar conditions to Nick?
Not all of them. Some of them are pretty pristine.
All right. I'm going to go to the group and be like, we have an issue here, folks. A lot of these people can't move, and we can't carry them.
Well, those who are awake, at least we should free.
Absolutely. That wasn't even crossed my mind to leave them behind.
And then gather people to come back and get the rest.
Yeah.
So
I'm taking
I have a
Nick
question.
because I already freed him, and frankly, I owe him for at least 2 jobs back in the day.
So you said the runes were evocation, transmutation, and illusion. The little rune things that were on the cages. Okay. Before I do this, I'm going to look to Pivra and be like, "Said you've been here for 40 years."
Probably. Time's a bit weird.
Yeah, being underground, it makes sense. Do you know how that panel works? Do you know what each of those buttons do, or have no fucking idea?
Let's have a look, shall we? And you watch he sort of stretches out a little bit and starts walking over. He's tall. He's more like 6'5".
I like him. I like him.
He sort of looks at them. Right. So each of the tentacles operates one cell. So you can just pull them or push them. I don't give a shit. Push a sigil. See what it finds out.
Can you read the sigils?
No, not me.
You
I'll
really want
try
to
the-
go around just randomly hitting buttons? That doesn't
Yeah, that
sound
seems
like a very smart idea.
Yeah,
Well, we can
does it-
always do it on an empty cell
I was gonna say.
and see if it encloses, does something weird, or opens.
I'm gonna
Great.
use find one of the empty cells that looks like it corresponds to one on the thing, and use the transmutation to see what that does.
Okay, you're using the transmutation. There's one transmutation sigil, there's one illusion, and there's one evocation. The tentacles seem to operate individual cells. Are you hitting the transmutation button?
No, if there's the ones that like operate the different cells.
Okay, so you're touching one of the tentacles.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence saving throw.
I was making sure it's one of the ones that looks like it's to an empty cell too.
Mhm.
If that matters.
Sure.
That is a 21.
As you touch it, you feel this immense psychic influence almost shoot through your hand, up your spine, and into your skull, and your vision goes white for a second. But you steal it, still touching and holding onto that tentacle, and you blink and it seems to fade. And you pull back and almost instinctively move your hand in the air, and the tentacle in the cage opens.
Nice for a warning as to the psychic attack shit that happens with that.
You know, it's really hard to tell. I've never seen a person operate this, so, shit, my bad.
Can you operate this easier?
Probably
Shit,
not.
My bad.
I wasn't seeing someone, the things that would do to you, my friend.
It's okay.
All right.
You've been in prison for 40 years. It's not like you haven't been thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
So
Go ahead.
it looks like we can just pry 'em open with our arms if we're strong enough. Also, I tried something on an empty cage, and it seemed like you can actually kill these things like they're living. So there's that route as well. If we thought it was too dangerous to be tugging on tentacles.
I mean, I could go back to ripping things off of cages.
I think for now, just focus on the ones that are conscious.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm going over to another cage and rip one off.
I would
And
like to go
Equa,
to a
which
cage, too.
which sigils did you say were lit up on there that looked like they were lit up the brightest?
Illusion, which is the red one, and evocation, which is the blue-white.
Both of those looked lit up, but the transmutation didn't. Correct.
The transmutation is lit.
Mhm.
It's just faded almost. It's not quite as bright.
Are any of the cages giving off a particular magic aura? Or
No, you
anything
gather
inside
that they're
the cages?
connected, but there's nothing that's really sparking your vision.
I could help you guys if someone wants to take the old man.
I mean, you could probably put him down. He's not going to go very far.
I want to talk to him for a moment about something, actually.
How many cages are there that have conscious people in them?
We'll say conscious, maybe 5 or 6. Unconscious, probably 10 to 12. You guys don't have to keep rolling if you want to just go, or just, for brevity's
Yeah.
sake, we'll just say that you
Yeah.
go.
I want to go up to my dad and pull off the gate for a second. Like, Dad, question. You said go in the other room and tear down the wall. What do you mean by that? What chamber? Like this one?
Where's my pickaxe?
What's in the wall, Dad?
Get the pickaxe, it'll help.
Gag him. I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave and return to the room.
Well, we could do we want me to do my swirly thing and
Just
make this go a lot quicker?
focus on the people getting out of the cages. I'll be right back.
I'm a follow.
You do so, you start pulling out people from cages.
You follow me?
Easy enough.
I'm following you.
Sure. When I return, I'm gonna pick up the pickaxe. I'm gonna see you, Lake, and be like, "So why are you following me there, bud? Hey?"
Just figured you might need a hand if you were planning on breaking down a wall.
In the other chamber, in the other room over there, probably. Be honest with me, please. Are you here for a different reason, or a second reason at least?
Worried about you and what you might do, but I think everybody is, honestly. I'm being perfectly honest.
You mean like this? And I go over to the parasites. These things are my family.
To a certain extent, I guess I could see that.
So, what do you say, little brothers? Wanna get the fuck out of here?
They stick to the wall.
I'm not going to stop you, because there's...
Well, if you're not gonna stop me, I won't either. I'm gonna lift up
Right.
the
Okay.
thing and let them crawl up my arm. Be nice.
They do so.
You too, Chaos.
Chaos just lets out a...
Shut up.
The three of them begin to climb up your arm and sort of onto your shoulder and the back of your head. What are you telling them to do?
I'm gonna look to like and be like, I'll look to them and be like, if I tell you to come out of someone, will you do it? You can nod your head things.
Head thing.
You feel their grip on you is sturdy and strong. There is a trust there.
Elakian,
Hey.
you want a voice in your head, my boy?
I've got plenty. Fuck it, why not? What's another one?
All right. We have green, we have black, and we have
Blue.
blue.
Blue. I'll take the green one, I guess.
All right. And I'll like slap him off. Don't fuck with his brain. Don't eat his liver or whatever.
So, like, you're not resisting.
Nope.
As it enters into your skin, you feel it shift under and around the vessels and the muscle. It's like when you watch those magic tricks on TV where David Blaine puts the coin under his skin and you watch it go. That's what it looks like. But it's almost like a large ring around your arm that ends in trails and tentacles. That just... As it sifts up, you feel it in your brain. You kind of like have to instinctively recoil from the presence of something that makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And then it settles there. Hello.
Be
my
nice to
head.
him.
In my head. Hello there. What's your name?
My name is Singe.
Hello, Singe. What can you do?
Would you like to find out?
I would, before I get into something that might be a little bit over my head.
You feel your hand lift up, and from the palm of it is this faint, greenish secretion that's just resting there, and as you turn your hand over it, onto the ground.
Does it like sizzle on the ground?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You are resistant to acid damage, but weak to psychic.
Alright, well that's interesting.
You get the claws later. Anyways. Let's head on back to my dad.
Cool.
The rest of you watch Isabel and Elakian return. Isabel now holding two parasites on her shoulders, and Elakian
Okay.
looking a little bit more, almost pale.
I could get more pale.
Yep. It's weird. You can.
So before they left, my question to Free and Wade was, do you guys want me to rage to open these quicker?
I mean, I have a quite silly idea that I don't think is going to work. Being pushed on by cat. She was gonna poke the wall near the base of the cage. Is it soft? Okay. Alright, chat. She's going to see if tickling it will make it release the prisoner.
My god.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, okay. I mean, I got a plus 11 for a 27.
It's not the wall itself. It's sort of where the hard chitin sort of tendrils come out and lock in. Where they break close to the wall, there is a little like fleshy spot, and you just.
It's so dumb and I hate it, but I love it.
Did you just tickle a cage into submission?
That's the coolest thing I've ever
Well,
seen.
you guys aren't
Right?
back yet. This is like as you
Yeah.
guys were
Oh,
leaving,
fair
I
enough,
asked
fair
them.
Fair enough.
Just some magic thingies.
I'm gonna
Did you-
start copying that. Go run over and start doing other cages.
Oh man, Thyre's gonna have to
Game
do it
5.
too.
Thank
Oh
you,
my God.
thank you, Zeldander. Thank you, Nissa.
Isabel and Lakian, you watch as you come in, you watch as the three of them are just going up and like. There's varying degrees of success.
Alright, you can't say what I'm about to say is weird after saying this. I got 2. Someone want 1? Well, I got 3, technically.
What are you?
Got 2 parasites.
You watch as the blue one just towards Thyra.
Hey, I pick him up. Tyra, do you want him?
He's so cute.
I'm gonna put him on Thyra's arm. Free, I know you're.
Don't even come near me with that.
Right. Wait. Can I interest you in?
Petting it a little bit as it's like.
You
Can I
know,
interest you in a necrotic creature?
God damn it.
I think that chaos is really
Temporarily.
cool,
Temporary.
but I don't like the idea of having to eat people so much.
This is a temporary thing.
Cole never said anything about eating a person. At least the 10 minutes he was in my head.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like enough time to really get a good feel for things.
Chaos has been subsisting mostly on good berries.
Yeah, no,
And
you know
the
what? I'll
occasional
pass just to be safe.
How about you, Get Yankee?
Don't fucking come near me with any experiment from any mind flayer.
Not a mind
I
flayer,
will
a person.
kill it right here.
It's from a person, from a human.
I
guy.
don't want it.
Fair enough. Well, sorry, Blight, but his name is Blight, by the way. Perhaps, Dad. Would you willing to do something for one of your children for once, or are you going to sit there like a jackass?
He's just like sitting up because you put him on the floor. He's sitting up,
Yeah.
sort of looking down.
I have a
Doesn't react.
question, Equa. I have a question. Is Blight the necrotic one? Is that what he
Yes,
is?
it is. It's the pure black one.
I feel like necrotic would be interesting.
We
given-
can talk about switching out when we get out
We
of here.
could, yeah, we can talk about it later. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
out
And
loud.
Surge, Nissa, and Surge. All right. Any volunteers for this creature? He is fine. He is good little boy. Sorry, just realizing what I said. It's fine. Just hide in my bag from now. All right, everyone.
Doesn't hide in your bag. It just stays around the back of your neck, just sort of like sitting there, almost scarf-like.
Does Chaos not want to eat them like he did to the other one?
He does. I'm saying no.
I say in my head, don't worry, Cole. I beat him up once. He won't eat you.
You never beat me before, anyway.
I am going to verbatim ask Singe if he. I'm just in my head gonna think to Singe. Do you have a hankering for human flesh like your brother does?
It does not have to be human, just alive.
Alright, well, we'll deal with that later.
Let's get everyone the fuck out of here, eh? Oh, Dad, we have your pickaxe.
At the
He's
mention
still
of this,
gagged.
he just sort of like is still sitting there, but looks up to you, still gagged, and looks back to the Elder Brain chamber.
Calm down. What do you want me to do, Dad?
This is still looking over there.
Everyone?
Let's go
Let's
break
go.
down a wall.
Yep.
People who we got out, I guess, follow us.
So,
Constantly
You-
bring that up.
you make your way back to the Elder Brain chamber. It doesn't take too long. And when you're in there, you watch as he just beckons over to the wall that's kind of cracked from the ceiling, and you can see up the ceiling, and there are brief glimmers of light, and just nods over there.
What?
I'm gonna go
what's-
get Beckett's daughter first.
Of course, I'm gonna ask a question. What is there, Dad?
I'll go with Free.
We have to
So I'm not
ungag him
gonna
first.
leave her, let her be alone.
I am also going to go with them too.
Isabel, he just looks at you, and he's gagged, so he can't say anything.
I take the gag down.
Okay. I will be right back. Wait, entertain the group.
Ah!
So, I don't know how to do this on the spot.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You know, I would have thought that Wade would want another voice in his head.
I thought about it too, but yeah,
He's
no.
probably lonely.
It's temporary. It is temporary.
I don't know that for sure. You say that.
You're not getting my pet back.
Well, it's temporary if you want it to be.
I think it would be a cool idea to mess with. You know, having another voice in Wade's head would definitely be neat, but
Give Equa more voices to keep track of.
Yes.
I think I would want Blight, so
I just want to know what Blight's voice is.
yeah.
Chaos is the deep growl. Cole's a little like suaver. Singe is apparently vaguely
Rokunoka.
Spanish,
Kind of sounds like Rokunoka a little bit.
which is he's kind of a Rokunoka. She's vaguely accented, which is kind of cool, of a European brother. But I just want to know what he sounds like.
Joey.
I
from
honestly
India.
think I might switch out for Blight if Wade doesn't want one,
Yeah.
because I feel like Blight would go very well with my subclass and backstory a
Right.
little bit, having the extra necrotic shit just for the hell of it.
Yeah. Hey, it's temporary. It's just to make sure that they're safe.
Oh yeah.
Where did Equa run off to? I wonder.
He needed to poop.
Probably.
Griz, text him. You pooping?
Alright.
He's actually gonna do it too.
If
which
he
the best
is,
part.
he's probably on Twitch right now and heard you say that and already knows it's coming. But
He'll never
Gotta keep track of his players while he's pooping.
make sure they're not doing anything too stupid.
Oh lordy. Oh boy.
no, he's not. Darn.
I got my food.
Were you
Bro.
pooping?
No, I had to get my food.
Oh.
Where were we? Someone.
We were talking about you pooping.
So
Yeah.
so Felis was gonna go, or Izzy was gonna go bust down a wall, and then Thyra and Alakian were going to Begget's daughter.
And free.
And free.
Free's going. I'm turning to the rest of the people we just freed.
Go.
All right, everybody. I want y'all to stay calm. We know the way in and out of here. Stick by me, and we'll all get out of here in one piece. Don't worry about the others. We're gonna send an army back here to come and get the rest. So, stick close.
A charisma check
Okay.
for me.
I also have one thing I want to do after this is done.
I was supposed to talk to my dad. But we'll stand the wall.
Persuasion. Who said that?
Grizz, you really text me saying you pooping? No, make a charisma check, Grizz.
24.
Fuck.
They seem to trust in the fact that you are walking around and there are no illithids in sight.
Okay. On me.
As we were like walking with them, how many of them looked like they had the scar line incision thing on their head?
Almost all of them have it, in some degree.
Okay.
I'm going to ask my dad what's behind the wall with the gag down.
Okay. You pull the gag down and he sort of shakes his head a little bit. This is where I just was trying to get to when I stumbled upon this colony. He sort of turns to you and looks down at your hand and the pickaxe. Amethyst! And the pickaxe starts vibrating and starts leading you up. Leading your arm up. He continues and says, from what I can tell, the legends say that this mountain is not a natural formation. It used to belong to a being of great power, a being that belonged to the earth. And this was its resting place after a great battle. It sat in this cave and transformed it into something full of life and wonder and beauty, and well, no one could ever get into it. Until now. Take down the wall.
Alright, fine. Pickaxe.
Make an athletics check for me.
19.
The rocks slowly begin to crumble down the wall. And you spend a little bit of time here, and Wade, you see it too. As sections of the wall cave in, you are greeted to pretty much exactly what your father has been describing to you. Your dark vision goes out to a range of 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But this cavern is hundreds of feet tall and wide, and it is filled to the brim with amethysts and emeralds and sapphires in clumps and clusters growing out of the walls in spires and in joinings of stalactites and stalagmites. It is filled with crystals.
Holy shit. We're rich.
I'm going to light up my gauntlets.
Okay. They
We can see
help a little
things.
bit. And
Yeah.
as you do so and the light comes out from it, you watch as they almost ping off of the crystals and reflect all around into other
So I
crystals.
will do it. Yeah. Holy shit. What is this?
Well, they say this is where the Earth Watcher rested after its battle with the Fire One. This was what I was trying to find before the Mind Flayers got me.
Is there anything here besides mountains of fucking gems? Oh my god.
I don't know. Probably some life somewhere. But obviously they moved in and Illithids don't have much of a need for crystals or wealth.
I'm gonna fill my fucking bag with these things.
They're all over the walls, and you with Spider Climb can very easily dip between them. You estimate somewhere within the region of tens of thousands of gold.
Everyone, wait, go get the group.
Did he just say fire one?
What?
He just said the earth. I'm
Please,
gonna go
somebody
get
that
Trey.
was there heard it.
I
Okay.
I wasn't there.
I know. I was like, damn it, we're not there. And I can see like Dyto reacting too. I'm like,
Don't worry, Easy. I'll be right back.
All right, I'm filling my fucking bag with these. I'm just like,
Only we had a bag
Uh,
of holding.
I'm gonna tell
Thankfully-
the people to stay put.
And they
before I
do.
go.
Isabel, because of that pickaxe, you harvest them in half the time. So, if you're filling it till your bag is full, it'll take you a little bit of time. I will give you... You're doing it in one bag. I will give you 12,000 gold worth of crystals, gems, that you can fill up in your bag.
holy shit!
Did I make it
And,
together?
you know,
diamonds.
you clear out
That would be really helpful.
a section.
Yeah.
There are some diamonds in this cave.
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
perfect.
dude, I'm bringing the group so we can fill our bags.
Sure.
Do I reach the group?
You do.
Have they
Very
gotten Beggar's daughter
Yeah.
out?
So, you guys come down to see her.
Bree is walking like 10 feet away from the other two right now. She is.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Siren, her head goes, "Are you stronger than all of them?"
You hear it say, "There was one that was the brute. The lightning one, Surge. He has not been here for some time. It and Chaos used to fight a lot.
Was it a dominance thing?
Hard to say. I think they just detested each other. Chaos itself doesn't like existing.
Do you like to hunt? I was just
I-
having just conversation with it as they're walking.
Yeah, it likes to hunt for sure. But you get there free. You see Brilvia.
She's all right.
She hasn't moved.
Okay. Does this cage work the same as the others?
It appears to, but there's no control panel.
Okay. Then she'll try the tickling technique, and if not, then ask the others to pull it apart.
Make a persuasion check.
I can't believe this is.
It's a
Uh,
high DC, but it's a cool
Persuasion
idea,
check?
so fuck it, why not?
I love it.
29!
Oh my god.
You gently brush your hand along the side of it, and it almost like, ugh. If this cage could have an orgasm, you would have just inflicted it.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh god! Don't tell
Damn.
them for free. Nope. Nope. Nope.
You know, I thought Izzy was putting things inside of us. Yeah, pretty.
Anyway, Brilvia gets down. I can't believe I said that. That's great. Brilvia gets down, grabs your hands in hers, and just says, "Thank you so much. Where are we going?"
Apparently, we are trying to find the way out this way through a guard tunnel, so just follow us.
Okay. So,
Can you, like, as we're
can-
walking,
oh.
can you, still hear that voice in your head?
no, it's silent.
That's reassuring. Gri's gonna offer her cloak that she used to wear just to. 'Cause she's been down here, you know.
Sure, and she does wrap up in it and covers up a little bit. So, as a reminder, in this chamber where she was in, there was the corridor that you came through from that first room with the circle. Then you took the right tunnel from that to go into the Aldebrain's chamber. If you recede back to the corridor that you came from originally, there is another tunnel directly ahead and slightly to the left, which the illithid came from, and there is one directly to the left that is so far down that you cannot see through all the way through. For those in the Aldebrain chamber, you see one extra tunnel in the sort of dead ahead and to the left. So you can decide where you want to go from there. But in the meantime, meet back up with your friends in the Aldebrain chamber.
Okay. Oh, hey, I was just going to get y'all. Izzy found something, and I think this is going to be really important. Izzy's dad says that it's the resting spot of this Earth dude who fought the Fire guy. And I'm assuming that means Scorch King, but maybe not.
Watchers?
Probably. Come on, there's tons of gems
Okay.
everywhere.
Let's go.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, let's go.
Oh, and Baggett's daughter. I don't remember your name. Good to see that you're free. There is a bunch of other refugees right over this way. If you would kindly come with me. Sure.
Hey, thank you.
You tried to lock me in this fucking cage, you asshole.
We
And
will
she,
be
follows.
right back. And when we do, we're getting out of here. So everyone sit tight.
When you lead her back to the refugees, you see that the Gith guy, Ivra, has sort of taken some charge of this. He's well known amongst them because he talks a lot. And although he's
Love him.
sort of resistant to really giving a shit about any of these people, he does sympathize and is somewhat taking command.
Mhm.
So you don't have to worry too much
find
about rallying them.
so much gold. Well, gems worth gold. Look at this place.
It's so shiny.
It's so shiny.
Where is your dad?
Oh, he's over there.
He's just sitting looking up in the gap that Izzy has made.
Is he gagged? Was his gag put back in?
I removed the gag. Elakian, come on, help me fill your bag.
I'm gonna
See?
squat
I
down.
don't
Can you fill this with diamonds? If you can find them. And she hands her a bag.
We will sort. I'm just grabbing. Yes, I'll look for diamonds. Yes. Yeah, I'm
No,
grabbing
it's
again.
particularly
Specifically
spells
for
I want.
Revivify.
I am absolutely aware
Yes.
of why you need them. I will look for diamonds.
Plus, I need to pay back Madeline and everyone
Of
else.
course.
And...
Oh no, I get it. Like we need money. This is definitely for all of us.
So I'll start helping Izzy. I also have a pickaxe, but it's a
Sure.
partially
So
broken
Isabella's
pickaxe.
the only one who can actually get to it because
It's on the
she's the only
ceiling.
spider climb, and they're on the
Okay.
walls, on the ceiling. Some are on the floor, but as you
Would you
sort
like
of
the
come to the
broom?
edge of the chamber and look down, the floor is hundreds of feet below you.
Oh, that's fun. All right.
Yeah, you could take the broom up there.
Sure, why not? I'll hop on the broom, I guess, and start picking at stuff.
So the two of you start to pick at the gems and
Gem.
things here. We'll rule out some math later, but we'll get there.
So I walked over to Norman and squatted down like right in front of him, like face to face, almost nose to nose.
Okay.
Rejoins her, but not so close.
He doesn't even like look at you. He's just looking sort of past you where he can to look up at the hole and everything within it. Just gently smiling.
My friend said you mentioned something about a fire one. What do you know of him? Or it?
You ever heard of the Watchers?
I have. Recently.
We know the fire one fought apparently with the others, and was there one on his side? What's the story?
It's all legend. It's a myth, but I think some of it might be some of it.
You created these things that are in us now, and you think this is a legend?
Oh, no, they've got nothing to do with that. No, the creatures are
didn't-
mine.
I didn't mean that. I meant that you made something unbelievable. Yet you think this is a myth. Or
Quite
legend.
pretty though, isn't it? And to think this was here the whole time. There's a city built around this place. There's a town on top. A wild mother must have known about this. It's nice.
So much jewels.
Norman, who did the fire one fight alongside?
Kaimo is the fire one. And you hear the name and you're like,
Amo?
Kaimal, Caimal, and you're like, Kaimal. Kaimala is the name of a month. Kaimala was the name of the month that you arrived in Unroot, and on the first day of Kaimala, the orb was stolen from the sewers. Which you would know, Free, especially.
Oh. Oh boy.
It's
The
difficult
timing.
to say what, if it was a friend or if it was a lover or Xandru was the name of the ice creature. And no one knows what they are. They could be dragons, they could be titans, they could be genies,
Gods.
they could be anything.
Does the name Sandrew sound familiar to Thyra? Being an ice something or other?
Make a history check for me.
So do you think
Or-
this...
14.
It's hard to say for you. It's not really ringing anything.
So ice and fire. If we're going by the monk monasteries, that's Uamara and Gazeri. And that pit is in Gazeri. And
Oh, it is.
Jewel had stuff between Gazeri and Aegeus that he wanted us to look at as well. And if Gazeri is supposed to represent this Camelar, and if the monk monastery is in the correct place, looking into these things could help. So I think maybe contacting Jewel again would be a good idea soon.
Right, could be. So the orb that was brought here to Erenroot was actually probably from Gazeri when the pit collapsed. Possibly.
It was shipped there sometime ahead of the time that we got there, so possibly. We don't know where it was shipped from.
I'm gonna just... Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I am going to... I think it's only a 30 foot. No, it's 60 foot. I'm going to... Oh, it's 1,000 feet. I'm just gonna locate object for the fire orb.
Okay. You cast look at objects and you look around and try and get a ping on your radar as to whereabouts an object like that would be. Nothing. Nothing here.
Okay, well, it's not here. At least this was a try.
Hey, Izzy,
Yeah?
could you give me that blue one and that maybe that green one right there?
I
The green one,
mean,
if we get the blue one.
could you on the blue one? Got it? Got it.
Yeah.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming up, Millhouse.
Yup.
This is what happens when I go over my notes right before.
Hey.
I completely missed that. I'm like, Earth
So-
thing? Cool. That's awesome.
So, Norman implied that fire and ice fought each other, or
They were
fought
lovers or
together?
fought together.
He implied
Yeah.
they were lovers or friends or siblings,
Okay,
but they
I just wanted to make sure I wrote down fought together.
they
I saw
acted
that,
together.
You fucking piece of shit.
And Okurvik, which is where Ernroot is supposed to be Earth, so it makes sense that the Earth Watcher would be resting here.
Nice.
So then
What is-
Kazko would have the dark, necrotic, whatever. I have dark for some reason. I don't know why. In my
You
notes.
three start piecing it together. Casca would be dark. Aegis would be air.
Mm,
Gazeri would be fire. Uamora would be ice. Okavik would be earth. I don't believe you've heard anything about the other ones.
No, so lightning and whatever the light one, I think, or whatever I don't know, whatever the last one missing is. Radiant?
Water?
Water? Yeah, I have water, light, and yeah. I have about a list. But I'm gonna fill them in later now that I have them.
Have I filled up the bags?
Sure, yeah, you can fill up the bags and we'll do money stuff after. But,
Sure. Yeah, I want to waste too much time. All right,
that's all we'll do.
Dad, how do we get out of here?
no, hold on. Norman, have you ever heard legends of a purple magician?
Planewalker?
Please don't say black magician.
Magician.
Baba Yaga?
The Dark Magician.
That's what I was looking for.
I got you. I caught the spit that you were flapping.
No, plain walk. I don't know.
Can we stop asking my mentally ill father a bunch of weird questions?
They're not weird. I mean, the last one, I will admit, was probably a little weird.
I
But
don't know.
the other questions,
Planewalker. He's a planewalker, and you watch as he turn and looks at the gif.
Yeah, we know that. Are you? Hey, are you by chance? Are you the purple magician?
To the Gith.
Yeah.
He turns to you. Who the fuck is that?
Not your dad.
Not your dad.
He could be a pretty good dad. Again, I've warmed up to our boy here. Anyway, so let's get the people the fuck out of here because I need to sleep and cry.
What happened to Unroot?
Oh,
Sunk about 30 feet
Yeah,
into
what-
the ground.
it's.
How?
Oh, it was rough, my friend.
The players set off something, we assume.
It's a chain of explosions that we assume was probably like
Rocked
series
everything
of
and went.
of charges
Yeah.
just around the outskirts.
I want to see it.
Well,
Well,
how did we
that's-
get there, Dad?
That's why we brought you with us.
Why?
Where's
Do
he
they
saying?
still have the Nautiloid here? I could
No,
figure out how. Why?
It crashed in the plane of ice,
it crashed in the bin of ice.
and we didn't know how to fly it.
Yeah.
How did it get out of here?
Giant hole inside the
Hole
mountain?
inside around.
Do you know where?
That way.
Perfect.
All right.
And he points to the other corridor in coming out of this chamber.
I'm sorry,
I'm gonna
I
pick up-
blanked out for a second
What?
because I was reading something. Where is he trying to get to? He wants to go to.
He wants to see what
He
happens.
wants to
to him,
see Unroot.
Oh, okay, Erner. Okay, I was gonna say because
gonna
now
pick up-
that we have only conscious people, we could take the teleporter. But
right? Yeah.
If it actually goes to where he
Right.
remembers it
Let's
going.
get back to
but
our route and
also,
talk, yeah.
does this tunnel go where we? You know what I mean? Like,
You know,
do we trust him about the
going
tunnel
down a
either?
wrong tunnel means we're down a wrong tunnel.
Yeah,
Going
yeah,
through the
yeah.
wrong teleporter means you're fucked.
Yeah.
I think the right teleporter means we're stuck on the astral plane for another 24 hours.
Yeah. So I'm going to pick up Nick because I said I'm bringing Nick, and I'll say I've laid him down.
Norman, are you going to start screaming again if I pick you up and start carrying you?
Creatures are safe. My family is safe, isn't it? Aren't they?
Wanna-
Yes, they're safe. Don't worry. I give Blight a little scratch.
And your
I kind of-
family?
I kind of breathe out to make it,
Mhm.
misty.
Their bodies are fine. They're still being preserved by magic.
Please don't take them away from me.
I won't take them away. We're going to earn right. We're going to get out of here, all of us.
I won't scream.
All right, everybody, we're gonna be moving out. Get your things.
Get your
Yeah,
shit.
the other room.
Your things, they just came out of cages.
They
I know.
could have things.
They could have things.
They could have-
Pick up your dissolving clothes out that
Say they took
Well,
off
they're
their
emaciated
clothes.
bones.
they
Get
felt
the
like
fuck
getting
out.
naked.
I give Coran Squitches, who's probably not the happiest with me.
He's a bit grumpy.
Yeah, don't worry,
But he's
Clown.
going.
I won't force one of these into you.
I'll give Corinne scritches too.
He doesn't take to you. You go and reach your hand out and he
Fine.
sort of
He's
sidles
trying to
down
be
to Thyra.
nice. Fuck
He's,
you
uh,
too.
He's very. Well, I mean, this is what he
Temperamental?
did to me the second time I met him. When we tried to save him, he almost tried to eat me.
Well, when you can talk to him again, maybe we can try and have a conversation.
You get the sense there is a degree of familiarity with Koran and Thyra, and a slight one, but much less so with him and Wade.
Also, want to
Oh,
turn
that's
to
right. I wear his feathers in my ears.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's going to leave.
I know y'all are probably feeling really weak right now. Does there happen to be a healer among any of you?
There are resounding murmurs and whispers to no.
Okay.
Thyra kind of raises her hand.
Your
a
hand
little
down. We need you for other things.
bit.
Thank you, darling.
All right, then let's go.
So as you go down this chamber, or this tunnel, it is a very, very long corridor. And it goes for a ways. Coming out into the end of it, you see this and it isn't trapped, thankfully. You see this large,
I was getting ready to say.
vacuous chamber that is maybe like 200 feet tall and 300 feet wide, 400 feet wide. Sort of empty and spacious, with a very prominent like stairwell up on two sides. That it's not even a stairwell; it's more of like a ramp with like long forming walkways around, surrounding what you imagine once was the Nautiloid. Except on the far side of the chamber, there is nothing but a hole with daylight streaming into it.
Oh my gods.
We rush over there and see how the battle's looking down below.
I want to kind of, so I kind of have Norman like fireman carried, but as we get closer to the light, I'll like kind of more so cradle him like a baby, so
Yeah.
like he can feel the sun on his face, because Thyra's not a complete monster.
Sure. As you go, and coming down the chamber, you feel him almost murmuring with your high perception. You pick it up, talking about his wife, and still like looking back at the Elder Brain chamber. You know, she used to tell me stories about what had happened in there, and why Grantham had to reside there after the fight over the Shattered Pass. She nearly lived it, you know. She was an elf, so she lived for a long time. I didn't always think that it was real, but
I'm sorry, what was that G word you said?
Granthan, Granthan.
Does any of this like sound familiar to Thyra at all?
Sure, when he mentions the Shattered Pass, it sure does.
Yeah.
Because the first time you came through the Shattered Pass, some of you got the inkling, and through hearing stories about it as well, that some battle had taken place here long ago between an earth creature and a fire creature, and it had left the rocks scorched, and a physical walkway or pathway carved in through the mountain. That's why some of the rocks were still blackened and sooted, that just weren't able to be cleaned or recovered at all.
That's what we had to go through when we came to Erenroot through Gyseri.
Yes, it is. And he's just sort of going on and on about it, and talking and about his wife and how she was beautiful, and then almost like looking over to Izzy, gives a sigh and kind of like fudges around his lip a little bit before the sun starts appearing on his face, and he just shifts his attention. Then you walk up to the edge of the rock, where the Nautiloid had exploded outwards from the mountain into Erenroot. And it is, at the very end of it, it is 30 feet high rock that you can, all of you pretty easily can climb up. You've had experience doing this here in the chamber, and in the colony itself. Climbing up it, you look down and you do see the remnants of what once was Erenroot. From where the mountain had shattered outwards, there are large boulders and pieces of rock that lay strewn about the ground. The city itself fallen about 30 feet down, but places of it have sunken further since. Some of it is 60 to 100 feet, 120 feet. Buildings lie in rubble, and there are still sounds of battle coming from it. But it's almost less so, and it's almost more encouraging to know that the flashes of arcane are dimmer. They are sparser, few and far between. You do see movement through the city here and there, flashes of green and gold, small little specks of purple that quickly disappear or just flatten to the ground, or move off into one side where you can't see it. The magic circle itself dispelled, gone. And looking up into the sky, it is a grey sky, with clouds lingering low, faint rays of sunshine coming through, but also something else. Little specks of white just drifting and landing down into the city. It is gently snowing.
Oh, it's snowing.
When we exit, I kind of carrying Nick in my arms, kind of look up. I'm going to use my last spell slot to send a message to Lambert.
Okay.
I'm going to say...
What do you say?
Hello, Lambert. Hello, Serge. I found Dad. I found the others. They're all safe.
You send the message out. Feeling the emotion coming through and knowing what this means to you, and there is a moment there of tenseness. You aren't sure if you're going to hear a reply. You aren't sure if you really want to hear a reply. And that silence after sending it ticks on and ticks on. And then you hear something come back. It's not human. It's not a voice that you remember.
Yeah.
You hear it say, "Interesting. Come find us."
That's it. Your brother is a prick, I say to both Blight and Chaos.
You hear Chaos say, "I hate him."
I know you hate everything. I'm pretty sure you hate me. Shut
You
up.
say that out loud?
Yeah, I'm talking out
Instead
loud.
of-
I want to either I don't know if Free would be in front of me or behind me, but in Thyra's opinion, she's the smartest one in the group. And Thyra's not very smart. And I just kind of want to like reach out with like an elbow since I'm like baby cradling this old man.
Yes, Thyra.
I think we gotta bring Izzy's mom back. She's trying to be really quiet.
To get some information.
She according to old man Norm, she almost lived what happened at the Shattered Past.
I mean, I suppose we
resurrect
have the
them.
money now to afford that spell. I think there's a high level one that can revive someone past 10 years.
Well, there's the one we were gonna use for Kev when we thought that was an option.
Yeah, I suppose we could look for it. Was that
The-
true resurrection?
Oh, yeah, it was a true resurrection spell.
I mean, if these gems sell for as much as we're hoping, we could definitely do that. I was hoping maybe if we can go get Vaya, perhaps we can bring her back if it's within a couple days.
I mean,
We would need
normally,
Lakiness to get us there, and
norm
not.
normally I believe what is dead and should stay that way, but this fire god, the scorched king, the watchers, it all just keeps coming back.
I mean, I've come back several times now, so I'll disagree with your statement. But I feel like the fact that we didn't take control of that ship and we let it drop is what killed those people. So I think at least giving Vaya and whoever else, whatever we can do, a chance.
Wait, I thought the plane crashed into ice.
It was crashing. We touched the console and I don't know what it did, but we started falling.
And it was that crash that killed everybody on that ship?
They were beneath us.
Well, one thing I've learned from being with all of you is that sometimes traditions and beliefs change.
Either way, that's all. Well, I don't know what we're planning on doing next, so.
But I figure if anybody can figure out anything more about the Shattered Past, it'll probably be you.
I've got random instincts, but they're not always correct.
Well, I spent literal days reading, and I don't think I learned a damn thing.
I have a memory for detail, I suppose. Part of being a bard and telling tales over and over again.
I grew up near the Shattered Pass, right?
You did. Craddock is near the Shattered Pass.
Okay. My brain was to go somewhere else, but I get it.
Ray, when all of this is done, do you think you could do me a favor?
What do you need?
I think it's time I got in touch with somebody who might have some answers. A more direct message than the ones I've been sending.
I only have one spell left of that level today, but...
when all of this is done and everything is settled.
Alright. Yeah, I can help you with that.
I appreciate that, and I will take a big step back.
As you do so, finishing your conversation up with Free, still the five of you, plus Parasites and Norman, looking out over the sunken urn route in its...
And Nick's unconscious body.
Sure. In its former glory, now destroyed. The stubborn nature of Urnroot, it has been through a lot of things. You know, dwarven structures and dwarven cities are known for their stability, their strength. And Urnroot has weathered its fair share of triumphs. And this was the one that got it. This was the one that finally knocked it down to its knees, and it is a strange, kind of harrowing sight. But there is comfort in it. Looking out and feeling the sun on your face, watching the snow fall down. Thyra looking down at Norman, who is gently sort of sitting there, eyes closed and grinning with faint tears coming down the face and getting caught in the scraggly mess of the beard. That is where we're going to end tonight's episode. So, thank you all.
Oh, we're not having another 6-hour episode? Why not?
No, we're not doing that today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it. We'll be back here next Monday to wrap this up and move on to our next thing here in the story of Emoris. So, as always, make sure that you catch Rhyme this Wednesday, and you catch the Dog Party show this Sunday. But if you don't find us in those shows, we'll see you next Monday. So, let's keep making stories together, and we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.